sports like 96.5 The Fan.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas! Overtime, Kansas City wins the game!
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's CDOT.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You are listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. And love is in the air. Congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. They are engaged. I'm guessing we'll get more information as time passes, and we will begin the show with the engagement of the royal couple. We got so much to get into. The Chiefs still need to get their roster all the way down to 53. We'll give you reaction about that. I'm not going to say that baseball season is over, but it certainly took a major hit yesterday as the Royals got the absolute beats yesterday from the Chicago White Sox. It is difficult to look more lifeless than the Royals did yesterday in a game that really, really mattered. We've got some NFL fun facts. We've got some news story. It is going to be a typical edition of The Drive. There's so many stories to get into. I appreciate you being here. Rob appreciates you being here. We are getting you ready for the start of the college football season officially with week 1 and also the NFL, which begins next Thursday. Again, my name is Carrington Harrison. Rob is here taking you up until 5:30 when we hand things off to Vern. Before we get into it, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. I mean, it'd be great if you told 2 people to check out the show, but if you could just tell one individual to listen to the show this week, you know what, I would greatly appreciate it. And number 3, I need you to remember that the open of the show is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place with 5 metro locations around town, serving great pizza for over 25 years right here in the Kansas City metro area. Be sure to check out The Other Place and theotherplace.com. We will get to very serious sports things coming up momentarily, but right now we got to talk about the number one story in America, the number one story in Kansas City, and this is really an inspirational story. Some of you were thinking, what does this have to do with sports? And it's everything to do with sports. What's that Michael Jordan quote? Maybe it was Wayne Gretzky. Maybe it was Michael Scott. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I'm sure some of you have young children who are just starting off their sports journey, or maybe they're not really into sports, but they have an aspiration to be something in life. And you have told them that you can't let setbacks set you back. You got to keep pushing. You got to persevere. You got to shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's the quote. 100% of the shots you don't take. Sometimes the worst thing that you can hear is no. That's not that big of a deal. You press on, you keep trying, you do your absolute best. You don't take no for an answer. I want to tell you the story about perseverance. I want to tell you the story about a man that had a dream, that had a goal, that had a vision for something bigger than himself. And they have taken us along for the ride. I want to tell you the story about a man who had his eye on a woman. He didn't know much about this woman, but he wanted to. And he made a public decree. I want to be with you. I want to get to know more about you. I want to be your friend.
If you're up on Taylor Swift concerts, there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being there, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it. Not right now.
Your number's in 87 or your phone number?
You know which one. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took a personal.
She probably just hasn't gotten over the Super Bowl yet. She's a big Eagles fan. Maybe she just made something up and just didn't want to talk to you.
Damn it.
You know what? Right then and there, Travis Kelce could have hung his head. Right then and there, Travis Kelce could have given up. I wanted to meet this person. This person didn't want to meet me. I had a great plan. I had a vision. I was unable to execute my vision. But that's not what champions do. That's not what winners do. Winners find a way. Winners make a way. So you know what Travis Kelce did? He let the world know. I wanted to meet this person. I'm interested in meeting this person. Why don't you give me a call? Did you hear the confidence in his voice? That was the confidence of Steph Curry when he pulls up from half court and then turn around and get back on defense. That's the kind of confidence you need to pull the woman of your dreams. That's the kind of confidence you need when you walk into a job interview. That's the kind of confidence you need when you ask your boss for a raise. We should all walk around with the confidence of a single Travis Kelce. You guys want to know how that story ends? That story ends in marital bliss. That's how it ends. Let's hear the story from her perspective. She is the most famous woman in the world. This is how she responded to one of the most legendary shoot your shot moves in the history of jump shots.
Did you give the friendship bracelets, or was that just on the podcast? Like,
I've never seen the original.
They didn't leave the stadium because I was butthurt, Jason.
He threw a tantrum. He threw a man tantrum.
He's out of here.
It's so funny.
My plan is ruined.
It was really more it was like the romantic gesture of it.
Fair enough.
Of the whole
I
thing.
think I had her at butthurt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was like, I
was-
haven't heard that since 7th grade. That's a throwback. But it was also kind of like, we live in this day and age where it's like the most romantic gesture that anybody makes towards a girl is usually like their picture, DM them, whatever. And that's absolutely a romantic gesture in itself. But this kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox, just being like, I want to date you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date with me? I made you a friendship bracelet. Do you want to date me?
Just come outside and meet me. Just meet me once. Just give me a chance.
So I was like, if this guy isn't crazy, which is a big if, but if he's not crazy, then like this is basically like every song I've ever written since I was a teenager come to life.
Sometimes some of the most innovative people are called crazy. One day, somebody had the idea to make a phone with no buttons that could hold all of your pictures and music. Someone called that person crazy. That person changed the world. One day, somebody had the idea of, you know what? People are going to watch television on this. People called him crazy. One day, somebody had the idea of, you know what? Instead of traveling by sea or instead of traveling from this car, what if we could fly to our destination? I'm sure they were called crazy. That's the kind of company Travis Kelce is now in. A football player that one day had a vision, a dream of shooting his shot at the most famous woman in the world. Now look at him. I want you to use Travis Kelce as an inspiration. I want you to use Travis Kelce as motivation to shoot your shot because you never know what can happen. What started off as a friendship bracelet has now ended in an engagement ring. Congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift on their engagement. We have a little pool going around the office right now trying to guess where the wedding is going to be. We'll talk about this more as the show goes on because I think I got a really good idea at where this wedding can be. And I'm happy to put my money up in the office pool about where their wedding can possibly be. Let's talk a little bit of Royals baseball in the open today. And yesterday, it was not good. Yesterday was one of the lowest points, I would say, so far this season for the Kansas City Royals. Now, I'm not here to tell you that we have turned out the lights officially on the Royals. I don't think there's any reason to do this. Just yesterday on this show, I said you don't have to sweep the White Sox, but you cannot afford to lose the series. Well, they still have a chance to win this series against the Chicago White Sox. So I am not going to flip-flop. I'm not going to change my stance from yesterday. But boy, it is tough to come out and look worse than the Royals did yesterday. It is worse, especially given the magnitude of where you are, to look as lifeless as the Royals did yesterday for an offense that has been red hot of late. Well, they get 2 hits. That's how many we got. 2 gosh darn hits. That's what the Royals did yesterday. It was bad. But you know what? That's baseball. You're going to have some highs and you're going to have some lows. The Royals have to win this series against the White Sox. You are in a playoff push. The one thing you cannot afford to do is to lose games to teams like the White Sox and give up ground to teams like the White Sox. Denny Matthews said it perfectly yesterday. We are past the it's a marathon, not a sprint. No, it is a sprint. Labor Day is on Monday. Football season is here. There ain't a lot of time left in the baseball season. So while you still got to take care of business against your Philadelphias, your Seattles, and Clevelands, you certainly got to take care of advantage against the Angels and the White Sox. And that's how you make the postseason. I don't care how you get to 86 or 87 wins. I really don't care. But the easiest way to get to 86 or 87 wins is by beating up on the Chicago White Sox. So, quite simple. The Royals got to play better than they did yesterday. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. The Royals have to play better than they did yesterday against the Chicago White Sox if they want to make this thing a reality. You are the underdog. You are playing from behind. You can't afford to give up what are deemed to be easy gimme wins against the Chicago White Sox. You already have made things difficult for yourself by a difficult month of June. You also have made it difficult by just seemingly showing an inability to beat any team with a pulse. You are playing a team that doesn't have a pulse. You got to pummel the Chicago White Sox. So you are allowed to lose one game to them in this series. Again, you don't have to sweep the Chicago White Sox. You cannot at this stage in the season afford to lose a series to the Chicago White Sox. You have to win these next two games, especially when you got the Tigers coming back into town and you have performed very poorly against teams in the same caliber as the Detroit Tigers. Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about football, the on-the-field portion of it. There is really one thing that I'm looking forward to as we see the rosters narrow down to 53 men. I'll tell you what that is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Hey, it's Cole Reagans from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend. Oh, my Bob!
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, baseball fans, want to boost the odds on your next MLB parlay? Take the field with a Parlay Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Log into your BetMGM account to receive your token. Then, place a parlay on any MLB game and apply the token. Just make sure to bet up to the minimum stake, odds, and legs specified on the token. If your boosted parlay hits, you'll score a bigger payout. Feeling good about your MLB parlay? Step up to the plate for your chance to score. Claim your MLB Parlay Boost token today. Join the excitement all season long with BetMGM. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
This October, the whole family can ride along for the wildest weekend in Kansas City. PBR Outlaw Days, October 3rd through the 5th at T-Mobile Center. Cheer on your Kansas City Outlaws as they battle the world's best on the dirt, under the lights. KansasCityOutlaws.com. Get your tickets now at PBR.com. Kansas City Outlaws, all grit and no quit.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
We know there's a lot that can go on during one night of baseball. Long home runs, epic pitching performances, catches that defy space, time, and gravity.
Climbing the wall! Did he catch it? He did!
But what if you could get all of that summarized in a quick, concise, and at least we think, funny podcast that's under 10 minutes? Check out MLB.com's Morning Lineup. It runs Monday through Friday mornings on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you love listening most.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Bobby Witt Jr. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
All right, there's a lot of football that I want to get into. We are waiting for the official 53-man roster for the Kansas City Chiefs. I tell you guys this, sometimes you guys just prove that you like football a lot more than I like football, and I love it. I have given my life to talking about football. That's how I pay the bills. That's how I support my family. That's how I support myself. I don't have it in me to be on here arguing about Asa Poll. I don't have it in me. I don't know how you guys have it in you to argue about the Chiefs' fifth-string running back. You guys amaze me with the things that you care about and you don't care about. There's one thing that I'm looking forward to with the Chiefs' 53-man roster. I'm really intrigued by what happens with Elijah Mitchell today. Rob, to my understanding, as of right now, he is on the team, correct? And we are waiting to see what happens. I don't know if Elijah Mitchell is going to be on the team or not on the team, but there were reports and rumors that the Chiefs were dipping their toe in the running back room. We know Brashard Smith is making the team. We obviously know about Isaiah Pacheco. We know about Kareem Hunt. They have already made the decision. They are moving on from Carson Steele. We'll talk more about that as the show goes on. That Carson Steele thing, I mean, it ended almost as quickly as it began. So right now the question is Elijah Mitchell going to make the team? Or are the Chiefs going to make a small trade to pick up a running back? Or are they going to claim one of these backs that recently got waived? I know Damian Martinez. He went to Miami, didn't he, Rob? Damian Martinez was available. The Chiefs did a little bit of recon and research on him. He actually went 3 selections before Brashard Smith. You would have to assume that that is a running back that they know that they might end up being interested in. We just have to see how things play themselves out. That's the most interesting thing to me today about the 53-man roster. I'm seeing a lot of these draft people online. They're very mad about Asa Poll. How could he not make the team? I'm telling you right now, if Asa Poll is on the team and he's in the game, something went terribly wrong for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm telling you, something went wrong. Very wrong if he's in at tackle for the Chiefs. When they spent a first-round pick on a left tackle, their second highest-paid player is a right tackle, and right now their most expensive backup is a swing tackle that could play left or right tackle. I don't have it in you to argue about their fifth, or I don't have it in me. I really don't. If you got it, great. Again, you guys just like football a little bit more than I like football, and that's okay. The other thing that I want to talk about, and something that I've noticed with the Chiefs, that I don't think the Chiefs get nearly enough credit for. It is amazing to me how many Chiefs players that they have gotten major contributions from during this run that seemingly don't work anywhere else outside of Kansas City. I'm sure if I made a list and I told you guys, hey, rattle off a bunch of names that you think have contributed to the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl. Some of you would put Sky Moore on the list. Sky Moore caught a Super Bowl touchdown. Some of you would put Kadarius Toney on that list. Some of you would put MVS. There's a bunch of different players that obviously have a piece of you winning a championship. It is the ultimate team sport. Like Mahomes ain't out there doing it by himself. You need other people to do their job. It is amazing how many players that the Chiefs have had over the course of the last 4 or 5 seasons that have left the nest and don't work at all anywhere else. I mean, Kadarius Toney had one of the biggest special teams play in the history of the Super Bowl and basically just fell off the face of the earth after that play. He has never worked from a football perspective anywhere else other than Kansas City. He didn't really work at Florida. He didn't work for the Giants. And the Chiefs just got one of the biggest special teams plays out of that individual. And then when he left Kansas City, I don't know what he's doing right now. I just saw MVS has gotten cut. MVS has played for, 3 teams in the last 2 seasons? He has seemingly not worked anywhere else but in Kansas City. McCole Hardman, he caught the game-winning touchdown in the most recent Super Bowl win for the Kansas City Chiefs. A big play, a play that McCole Hardman will be able to sign autographs for that picture for the rest of his life. McCole Hardman will probably turn out to be Danon Hughes one day, and he'll be on the Chiefs radio network. McCole Hardman will be able to live a very, very good life because he was a part of a very special play in Chiefs history. He couldn't get on the field with the Jets and then just got cut today by the Green Bay Packers. He has never worked anywhere outside of Kansas City. They've made it work with those guys. You know how remarkable that is? There have been very, very few players that have left the Kansas City Chiefs in the last handful of years that you think back that the Chiefs made a mistake on and or shouldn't have gotten rid of. You guys talk about L'Jarius Sneed like he was a shutdown number 1 corner. He has not done anything since leaving Kansas City. He hasn't been healthy since leaving Kansas City. We'll see what he does this year on the Titans team. I was just sitting back and I was going through it, and now we see the 53-man roster. Tano Passanio got cut today. Like, we can go up and down the list. Derek Nottie was just a free agent this offseason. He was a free agent. He signed with the Jets. The Jets, basically, they were about to cut him and just gave him back to the Chiefs. That's the second year in a row that's happened with the New York Jets, that they just gave up on a former Chiefs player. It is amazing to me how the Chiefs have gotten so much contribution from guys that the rest of the NFL just can't seem to make it work.
I saw this tweet earlier, and I want to credit the person. I believe it's Chase Snyder. I believe that's how you say his name. You know, congratulations to him for having this tweet that I grabbed my eye. He pointed this out. Let's rehash, and it fits with your point perfectly. Let's rehash the 2023 Chiefs wide receivers. Rashee Rice, okay. Rashee Rice, good player. Me and you sometimes disagree about the level of player he is, but that's fine. Here's everyone after Rashee Rice. Sky Moore, traded for peanuts. MVS, has been on 3 teams, by the way. Not just cut today, 3 teams. Kadarius Toney, who you went over. McCole Hardman, who you went over, cut today. And their final wide receiver in 2023, Justin Watson, who right now is listed on the depth chart as the 5th wide receiver in Houston. Just to really highlight and really illuminate your point, the wide receivers that won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs in 2023 is Rashee Rice, and the rest of the group is just nothing. They find a way to get the most out of those guys, and it's like What's the quote from Moneyball where Brad Pitt's talking to David Justice? He says, I want to get the last little bit of baseball out of your life. It seems like that's what the Chiefs do. I want to get the last little bit of football you got left in those legs, and then we're going to move on, and there's almost nothing left. Anyone heard from Juan Thornhill since he left Kansas City? Daniel Sorensen, I know he got signed somewhere. He went from cult hero to dislike to somewhere else to out the league. It happens fast. The Chiefs get the most out of a player, and that player's career basically ends the minute they leave those doors.
I mean, the text line is just making different players. I mean, Damian Williams is one of those players. Daniel Sorensen is one of those players. Like, we could probably create a team for the most part of guys that by far and away their best brand of football happened with the Chiefs, and for whatever reason, whether it was a trade, whether it was this thing, whatever it ended up being, they ended up leaving Kansas City. Sure, they have not shot 100% from the field. Someone makes the point. Charvarius Ward turned out to be a good player. Mitch Morse turned out to be a good player. They didn't need Mitch Morse. They drafted a potential Hall of Fame center to replace Mitch Morse. So, hey, good luck to Mitch Morse. He absolutely has turned out to be a good player, but you don't feel like you made a mistake by letting Mitch Morse go. Charvarius Ward, you then continue to get better at the cornerback position. So even though you have let some guys go who have turned out to be good players, Pro Bowl caliber players, it still worked out for you. You don't look back and think that you made a mistake with Mitch Morse or Charvarius Ward. Someone on the text line says, does making it work, is that just a credit to Mahomes and Reed? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what dynasties do. We saw Danny Amendola away from the New England Patriots, and it really worked. Like, we could go through countless numbers of guys that we now think back through the Patriots dynasty that, for whatever reason, they just worked on that team and in that system. Danny Woodhead, James White. James White, I think, should have won Super Bowl MVP that year. James White was incredible in the second half of that game. I mean, I get why they gave it to Brady, but James White was cooking. Do we think that Julian Edelman is Julian Edelman if he's not on the New England Patriots? Like, there was just a group of guys that just in this system, in this scheme, it just ended up working. They ended up just getting the absolute most out of that player's ability. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it in the least bit. One of the players that I think fits this is Carson Steele. Man, that Carson Steele thing, it's going to be one of those things. You know, we were talking about last week, remember this 2 weeks ago, you just had to be there for. Man, that 3 weeks of Carson Steele content, that's a lot of fun. We were learning about Carson Steele. He had hair like Thor. He had a pet alligator. Be honest, going into week 1 of last season, you were excited about Carson Steele. I was kind of excited about Carson Steele. I remember the arguments I was making. He was a very good player in the MAC. He was a very productive player at UCLA. The Chiefs got him as an undrafted guy. You had a reason to think that, hey, maybe you found something with Carson Steele. It wasn't outside the realm of possibility that you found something. And that lasted about 10 carries. That didn't last very long. He put that first fumble on the ground. I think everybody was like, all right. It was like a post-carry clarity is what it was. I had to make sure I said that correctly. It was a post-carry clarity is what he had. He got that one. And it's like, hey, man, all right, hey, do you know what we got to quit this. We got to stop doing this. We don't want anything to do with this ever. So good luck to Carson Steele. Maybe he ends up coming back on the practice squad. I think the Chiefs would certainly like to have him back on the practice squad if he makes it. Yeah, it makes sense. You lose a running back. He knows the system. He knows the scheme. A little versatility, can play fullback for you. I don't have any issues with Carson Steele coming back, but if you can't make this running back room, there ain't many running back rooms in the NFL you can make. Like, if you're the odd man out on the Chiefs running back room, you just might not be an NFL back. You might just be a practice squad guy, which, hey, it's good money in being in the practice squad. But the Carson Steele experiment, Rob, unfortunately has come to an end. So I don't know if you bought any Crocky J memorabilia from last year. Remember, they were selling like merch. It was a nice little wave. We're going to talk about Carson Steele like he's Casey Printers. We're going to talk about him like he's Weston Dressler. That's how we're going to talk. Lance Long. 5-10 years from now, when we're going back and we're talking about some of the great training camp heroes, some of the great do you know ball Chiefs fans, one of you listening right now has a Carson Steele jersey. I know you do. I know you got a Carson Steele jersey. You need to keep that. That's going to be real memorabilia. coming up in a few years. It really is going to be very serious memorabilia. He had a wave for a short period of time. The wave is over, but he had a wave for a short time. So good luck to Carson Steele. I don't think he's going to get picked up anywhere. I don't think he's going to get claimed off waivers. I do think that he'll be back in some capacity with the Chiefs on the practice squad. I think we'll find that out in the next couple of days.
It was really a wild time. I think in a weird way, Carson Steele kind of personified the Chiefs Twitter and Chiefs social media and how they feel about players, because the idea is you're just dipped in Chiefs red and gold and you turn out with glory. Because he was productive in the preseason, but you were a little bit more on the bandwagon than I was with Carson Steele. And I remember thinking to myself,
you're right,
guys, it's the preseason, it's training camp. He's a training camp hero. We should all settle down. This, that, and the other. And it was, no, they found another one. They found another one. They found another one. Sometimes guys are UDFAs because they don't have it. And I do think he'll make it through waivers. And there's a chance one day he's a fullback on this team. There's no reason that maybe in 3 to 5 years he can't be this team's Michael Burton or this team's Anthony Sherman. But to be a full-time running back, that was just never in the cards for Carson Steele. It was truly a wave. Basically up until, I can't remember if Kareem Hunt played in that Falcons game, but basically the Falcons game,
yeah, that was the end of it.
It was over. It was done.
And that was like the second week of the season. You know what I mean?
I think it was like, what, week 3 or 4? Like
we didn't.
Pacheco got hurt. He came in. Oh, here we go. And then he fumbled and it was over.
Yeah, one game he was actually fine. And then they gave him an opportunity. He fumbled early in the game. I believe they then put Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt had a little bit more juice than I think you and I expected. And then that was basically the end of the Carson Steele story. He was never really a factor in the Chiefs offense after that point. I want to play this audio for you guys. I am starting to think that quite possibly I was wrong about something. I got a text from a good friend who covers the Cowboys, and he told me that he doesn't believe that Micah Parsons is going to play in week 1 of the NFL season. I was like, really? He was like, they are very, very far apart. I was like, interesting. It was funny that I got this text in the middle of watching the Cowboys doc. I'm more than halfway through with it. It is incredible. Let me give you a quick segue about the Cowboys doc. People would talk about it like it's The Last Dance if it had happened during a different time. Like, part of why we all love The Last Dance so much is there was nothing else going on. Imagine if The Last Dance had come out in October in 2022. Sure, people would have loved it. It's a documentary about Michael Jordan and the Bulls, so people would have obviously had nostalgic feelings about it. Man, it came out when there was nothing else going on. We was treating that like it was NFL playoff games. We were treating that like it was Sunday Night Football. That is a major reason why people feel the way about The Last Dance that they feel. That's how they would feel about this Cowboys doc if it had flopped. It's been incredible. Hearing the stories from Troy Aikman, hearing the stories from Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, it has been a A+ watch. I cannot endorse it any more than I have. I'm telling you, it is A+. It is a must-watch to me before the football season. The storytelling, the way they're taking you back to those very important Cowboys and Niners games and how they got Charles Haley, it is an A+ watch. So back to present day. My friend texts me and says, I don't think that Micah Parsons is playing week 1 of the NFL season. Carrington, they are not close on a deal. And then I hear this from Adam Schefter. Listen to this.
Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were not close to a deal, and they figured something out. If both of those sides can figure something out, that gives me some hope that there's a solution in there somehow for Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. That's the upside. The downside is where they're currently at. They're currently in a state where the two sides have had absolutely zero discussions about a new deal since Jerry and Micah had their off-season meetings in late March, early April.
Late March, early April. It's August. You guys haven't been talking? Wait. Time out here. Time out. You want me to think that Jerry has been talking to everybody about Micah Parsons? Fox News, Pat McAfee, Stephen A. Smith. Jerry Jones has talked to everybody about Micah Parsons, but he refuses to talk to Micah Parsons or his agent? Jerry, what's going on? I was reading a story earlier today. Did you know that it actually is a violation of the CBA Jerry Jones is not supposed to talk directly to Micah Parsons about his deal, yet all he's done is go on TV and mad at the agent. You can't do that. What's wrong with the Cowboys? They're not normal. They're not like the rest of us. I can't really explain this. Me talking has started Siri. I don't know what's happened with my phone. I don't know what's happened. I just started talking and it fired up a podcast. I swear to you. I don't even know how this happened. I've never listened to NPR News first on my phone. That's never happened in my entire life. I apologize. I don't even know if you guys can hear that or not. I just started hearing a voice out of nowhere. And very, very odd. But no, it's a violation of the CBA that he cannot talk to Micah Parsons directly about his contract and try to circumvent the agent. But yet he's been complaining and saying that why is there a third party? Because there has to be, Jerry. Am I falling for the hoodwink? I keep going back and forth on this soap opera. Like, history tells me that Micah Parsons is going to sign a deal here very, very soon. But everybody is telling me, close personal friends, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, everybody is telling me that they are not close to a deal. They need to be close to a deal. They play the Eagles next Thursday. I don't know how they beat the Eagles without Micah Parsons. I'm serious. I have no clue how they beat the Eagles without Micah Parsons. I mean, they might lose to him with him on the field, but man, you at least give yourself a chance. This Cowboys thing, it feels all tangled up, and it just didn't have to be. This is the most obvious contract negotiation in the world. He's one of the 3 best defensive players, 3 best pass rushers in the league. How are they letting this thing get so jumbled up, Rob? What's going on here?
Honestly, the reaction I had to hearing that audio is exactly what you said. Why has Jerry Jones been on this media tour about this contract, saying weirdo stuff like the little rascals and mommy and daddy? And we get video on social media at training camp of, Jerry's in the tower watching practice and Parsons on the field and he's leaning down talking to Micah. And it's all been, the fact that they are not speaking about the contract and haven't since April only adds a level of weirdness. Like, I've been pretty steadfast the way you have. These deals get done. Do I think it's a long-term deal? Maybe not. Do I think it's a comeback to work deal and then you're a free agent in 2026, kind of like what happened with Trey Hendrickson? Probably, but I'm thinking more and more that Micah Parsons is not playing in Philadelphia. I'm thinking more and more that what's the league minimum? Le'Veon Bell taught us the number. He has to play 6 games, right? I'm thinking more and more Micah Parsons is playing 6. I mean, if you haven't talked since April and your owner's on a world tour to tell everyone who will listen that he doesn't like the way negotiations are happening, when there aren't even negotiations happening, I don't know that relationship gets repaired. It feels fractured beyond repair. And if it's fractured beyond repair, Micah's sitting at 11 and going to play just 6.
Text line 913-586-7965. Let us know what you think about this Adam Schefter story from Pat McAfee that the Cowboys and Micah Parsons, they have not had conversations since April about his contract. It seems very, very problematic as the season is rapidly approaching. I want to play a news story for you guys here very quickly, and we'll get back to very serious football things coming up in a bit. Today is FanDuel Futures Day. I'll look through it, and I'll give you guys some of my favorite futures that you can place a bet on today. I honestly didn't know that people ate at this place until this week. Sometimes things become controversies magically on my timeline, and I'm confused at how they have become a controversy. So Cracker Barrel, I don't know if I would call them a popular restaurant, but they are a restaurant. They have changed their logo. People don't like the logo change. Here's the story.
Cracker Barrel is acknowledging mistakes and rolling out its rebranding campaign that has sparked a fierce public backlash. We could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we'll always be, the family restaurant chain says in a new statement. Earlier this month, the company replaced its logo, featuring this character known as Uncle Herschel in place since the 1970s, with this sleek, minimalistic logo.
Cracker Barrel needs to feel like the Cracker Barrel for today and for tomorrow.
But many customers and investors weren't buying it. Cracker Barrel stock plummeted after the announcement, the company losing $94 million in market value last Thursday. The company saying, while our logo and remodels may be making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where it belongs, in the kitchen, and on your plate. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu, on our road signs, and featured in our country store. He's not going anywhere. He's family. It's not just the logo changing. The restaurant's interior design is getting spruced up with more comfortable chairs and sleeker decor, but the company vowing to keep the rocking chairs, fireplace, and games.
All right. If you eat at Cracker Barrel, great. I can't really give too much commentary on Cracker Barrel because I don't think I've eaten there since before Y2K. I don't really have that strong of opinion. The advice that I would give Cracker Barrel as a company is you guys need to figure out a way to make your restaurant seem cool. You know what Chili's has done a really good job of late? They've made their restaurant seem cool. You know why Applebee's people still go? Remember they started doing the $1 margaritas? Applebee's has seemingly always seemed to be like a cool place to hang out and go and hang out with your family. I don't think people view Cracker Barrel that way. I don't think they view it that way. Waffle House still remains very culturally relevant. Waffle House is like a cool place to go after the club, after the bars. Hey, we're hungry. It's 1 a.m. Where can we get a good meal? We can go to Waffle House. Cracker Barrel, that's the problem. The problem ain't the logo. The problem is the rest of us don't think that your restaurant is that cool. I honestly can't remember the last time I went there. Rob, when's the last time you went to Cracker Barrel? When's the last time that you and your wife woke up and you were hungry and said, "Hey, you know where I want to go? I want to take my wife to Cracker Barrel today."
I had not met my wife last time I went to Cracker Barrel. I think I was in high school.
That logo was trash. I don't know if you've seen the new logo or not. It looked like something ChatGPT made. That's what it looked like. It was bad. I think Cracker Barrel, I'm just telling you, that would be my advice. I'm giving you free PR advice. You need to do something that A, is affordable for families, and B, makes your place sound cool to go to. Makes your place sound cool. People still think IHOP is cool. No one thinks that your place is a fun place to be. That talking about rocking chairs, bro. I'm not trying to go. I'm not hanging out there. Absolutely not. Coming up on the other side today is FanDuel Futures Day. I'll give you a couple. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey guys, football season is right around the corner. So that means whether you're watching your favorite college team or maybe you're watching the pros play, you're going to have people over and you're going to have your own watch parties. Well, if you plan on having a watch party this fall, make sure that it includes the best barbecue in town at Gates Barbecue. With 5 locations around town, you are never too far away from that classic Gates barbecue taste. And let me tell you, the last time I was there, I got the burnt E Mac, absolutely phenomenal. Now, you know, I'm a mixed plate kind of guy, but now I got to make sure I get that on the side. I got to make sure that I get that burnt E Mac. I put a little bit of the sauce in there. I mix it all up. Oh my goodness, it's absolutely delicious. Maybe you like to get your own grilling done during the football season. Well, you can still incorporate Gates Barbecue into that. Next time you're at the grocery store, make sure you go get some of the Gates sauce. Also, make sure that you go get some of the Gates seasoning. You can get that at any area local grocery store. It's Carrington here telling you, when football season around, with tailgate season right around the corner, I know you're going to be doing some grilling. And if you plan on doing some grilling or even eating some barbecue at the function, make sure that it includes Gates Barbecue.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions. Safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965 now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Hey, it's
Rex here with RexBuysKC.com, your local KC home buyer. If you own a property in the Kansas City or surrounding area and want to sell it fast and at a fair price, write this number down, 816-330-6000. I'm a private real estate investor, not some hedge fund or large national chain. My family and I live right here in KC. I can pay cash and close on your timeline, even in as little as 3 days. Here at RexBuysKC.com, we're improving Kansas City one house at a time. I buy inherited houses, vacant houses, foreclosure houses, behind in payment houses, my tenant won't pay the rent houses, and properties that need complete rehabs. Do you own a house that's trashed and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at this number, 816-330-6000. That's 816-330-6000. Or go to RexBuysKC.com. That's RexBuysKC.com. And I look forward to working with you.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Hey, almost Andy Reid here. It's been an honor to give back to the community that's embraced me being almost your head coach. Thanks for letting me be part of your team. Renner Garage Door is a teammate of mine that also values the community that they served for decades. Always giving back and delivering wins with top brands like Geldon, Amar, and Liftmaster. Need a repair or replacement? Get a free estimate today. Forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
This afternoon, patchy fog in the morning, then sunny with a high of 79.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
All right, today is in the National Football League calendar. Today is the best day to do that over on FanDuel. Go on there. They're doing boost all day. Get yourself a little bang for your buck and go from there. I'm going to give you a couple of bets that I really like for the year. They have a small parlay. Rob, I hopped on this today. Titans to win more than 5 games, Patriots to win more than 7 games. It was plus 185. You could put the boost on it and add the 50% to it. Great odds to me. I really like Tennessee in that division. You got to take a chance when it comes to NFL predictions. I know that we all think the same 7 teams are going to be good. They were good last year, so they'll be good this year, even though we know that's not how the NFL works. I think that Tennessee is improved at a lot of really important positions. I think Tennessee is going to be a much better team. I like Tennessee to actually be kind of competitive in the AFC South and be a possible surprise team in the AFC. And the Patriots, I just think they have a much higher floor than last year. I don't think they're winning the division. I'm not ready to go that far when it comes to New England. But if you want to take one that I took earlier today, check the future specials. Titans more than 5.5 or more than 5 wins. Patriots more than 7 wins. You can get that at plus 185 and sprinkle in one of those boosts with it, and you can really get things going. Rob, win totals. You know I've been telling you this entire time that I like the Las Vegas Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be a much better team than people think. There is not a team in the league that has improved more at coach and quarterback than the Raiders. two teams that I grabbed not a lot on to have a winning record this season. I grabbed a little bit on Carolina, and I grabbed a little bit on Las Vegas. I think Bryce Young really turned the corner in the second half of the season. I think the Raiders I think they're going to be a real football team this year. Significant improvement at head coach, significant improvement at quarterback, running back, best tight end in the National Football League. I think the Raiders are going to be a much better football team. You can get Carolina at plus 135 to win at least 8 games this year. You can get plus 145 for the Raiders to win at least 8 games this year. And make sure you're sprinkling in with a little bit of boost to give yourself some better odds. Rob, those are 3 bets that I like so far as I was kind of messing around on the app earlier today. Who are some teams that you like long-term? Who are some teams that you project to be pretty good this season?
So I actually am on a team that I think most people are not on this year, and I'm taking the over on Vikings wins. The Vikings number, I believe, depending on where you get it, is either 8.5 or 9, depending on where you get it. I was actually just looking it up on my phone to see what number you have. It has been a popular, hey, fade the Vikings, fade the Vikings. All I've heard all offseason is fade the Vikings, fade them, fade them, fade them. I like to sometimes zig when the people are telling you to zag, because I feel like if Kevin O'Connell is a really good coach, which I think Kevin O'Connell is a good coach, like that's just how I feel about the Minnesota Vikings, then to play the Vikings over is a really smart bet. Like, and you get the boost because it's a FanDuel future day. I'm trying to scroll down and see the number. Yeah, you can get over. Yeah, the odds are all changed today. But yeah, over 9.5 wins is plus 120. Over 8.5 is minus 140. Play that with a boost today, and you get a really nice number. I like the Vikings. I've mentioned the Patriots number is a little bit cooked to me. It's a little bit high, but I liked the Patriots preseason, and I really like the Dolphins under. Dolphins under is one. The Dolphins just scream of a team that's about to go 4-13 and implode, and we're going to look back in the Mike McDaniel era and be like, that was weirdo behavior, and it was goofy, and it just didn't work. But those are the ones I like. The Patriot one, the Viking one, and the under on the Dolphins are the futures I'm looking at early.
I think the Dolphins one's actually a really, really good one, like a really, really good point about them. I don't maybe think they'll be as bad as you think they'll be this season, but this does have soft reset season kind of written all over them. Mike McDaniel doesn't make it to the end of the year. Tyreek Hill gets traded at the end of the season, and we got really serious questions about what they want to do at quarterback. I'm with you. It is funny how the Dolphins offense, I would say maybe 18 months ago, we looked at them as kind of being one of the better offenses in the National Football League. And now I'm with you. I don't hear a lot of buzz around the Dolphins heading into this season. I don't really know if there's reason to have a lot of buzz around them heading into this season. They're a team that I don't really have much interest in the Miami Dolphins heading into this season.
They just, and I might have them worse than the average team, and that's fine. Whatever. So it goes. It just feels like, man, they have big, it'll blow up in everyone's face energy, and they've made a couple late additions. Like, whenever you're signing a corner to really help your secondary after the Jalen Ramsey trade on cut down day, that just screams of problematic to me. I don't like the Dolphins. Like I said, I like the Vikings a lot more than everyone else. I just think Kevin O'Connell's a good coach. I think they have a really good roster. I think their defense might be one of the best in the league. We don't talk about their defense one of the best in the league, but it's a top 10 type of defense. And because they didn't win the division, they get an easier schedule. And I think Kevin O'Connell is really good. So those are the two that I would really, really hit. I want to hit the Patriots, but their number's weird. Like it's set a little bit higher than I'd like.
Yeah, I think the Patriots number is a little bit too high. That's why I kind of like them. If I can get them to win just 7 games this year, I like their number a lot more. I will say some of the more like obvious parlays, today is the time to do it. Like you can do a parlay where you basically get 2-to-1 odds on both the Chiefs and the Bills winning their division. You remember we had the topic a couple of weeks ago. If you had to guarantee what teams are going to make the playoffs this year, I'd bet on Kansas City and Buffalo, and I wouldn't bet on anybody else. You can get that right now at plus money for both of those teams to win the division. I'm still not convinced that another team can win the AFC West. And to me, the only other team that you can realistically entertain winning the AFC East outside of Buffalo is who? New England? You and I think that that's too high of a number. I don't think there's any other team in the AFC East that I think can win double-digit games. I could see another team winning double-digit games in the AFC West. I mean, we saw that last year. I can't see any other team in that AFC East winning double-digit games. So, again, some of the parlays that you want to create, if you want to give yourself a little bit of a boost, or if you like a team to be in the Super Bowl conversation and want to give yourself a little bit extra juice to do it, today on FanDuel Futures Day is the day to do it. I'm going to go back on the app a little bit later and think about putting something down. You know, I like Green Bay this year. I think Green Bay finally kind of has the weapons to put everything together and be a team that can win their division, be a team that can be a 1 seed in the AFC. So today is the day on the FanDuel app if you want to go ahead and place a wager and get ready for the start of the NFL season. Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be joined by Josh Vernier. Here's how we're going to do it. I know Cut Down comes up at 3. We won't find out immediately at 3. We're going to be joined by Vern. When we get the 53-man roster, we'll break it down. We're going to have Joshua Briscoe come on in the 4 o'clock hour, and we'll take a closer look at the Chiefs schedule. Chiefs fans, we got you. Today is Cut Down Day. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Catch Hall of Famer Denny Matthews every Monday at 3.
And gone, Bobby Witt.
On your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing. What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent fountain and frozen drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, or dig between your couch cushions, or ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. We take those too. 89-cent frozen and fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Here we go.
Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This is incredible.
Watch your local NFL game live all season long.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Ring the bell. We've done it again. Golden Oak Lending has lowered rates to 4.875 fixed. Lower your monthly payment, get cash out, pay off credit cards, and best of all, make no mortgage payments for 2 months. Lock in this incredible 4.875 rate and get your cash in as little as 14 days. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
5.81 APR, FHA, 15-year, 20% equity qualified credit. Additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Chiefs coverage is sponsored by Missouri Air National Guard St. Joseph, serving your community your way. Serve your country and build a brighter future with the Missouri Air National Guard. Top-notch training, tuition assistance, and bonuses up to $50,000. Missouri Air National Guard St. Joseph. Aim high. Find your path today. Go to ang.com/MO.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch every show, plus video clips and shorts, all right from your phone, desktop, or tablet. The Fan's YouTube channel at 965 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Let's do this. We've already done this. Let's go to the phone lines right now to be joined by our next guest. Josh Vern, you're joining us on the show. Vern, I heard that music and I instantly thought it was 2 o'clock. I apologize.
It's all good, man. Let's keep doing this. How are you?
Absolutely, man. I'm doing good. Vern, I'm a little bit worried after yesterday's game that your appearances on the show could be coming to an end. Yesterday, that's about as bad of a day that the Royals have had this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, that certainly wasn't great. A two-hitter. Now Shane Smith was good, but nobody cares about that. And yeah, all right, I'll be sad to leave. See you later.
Right now, we're talking to Josh Vernier on the show. This is what I said yesterday. You don't have to sweep the White Sox. Like, I'm not going into this like, man, you cannot afford to lose one of these games. But I do know this. If we're talking about them making the playoffs, you cannot afford at this point in the season to lose a series to the White Sox. So, yes, you lost the first game. It was not ideal, but that's the beauty of baseball. You just play again the next day. The Royals have to win this series against the White Sox just to keep their chances alive. You just can't afford to give up ground. When you got a gimme series like this, you got to keep it a gimme.
Yeah, again, if you assume it is a gimme, this White Sox offense has been one of the 5 best in baseball since the All-Star break, and that's the reason why you like the Royals right now is their offense, right? It's not their rotation. So if you're telling me you're now a squad led by the bats, well, you're going up against a Chicago team that's feeling pretty good about its bats as well. Obviously, they need to win. You're 4 games back with 30 to play. You do have 3 with Seattle in your building. They do have 2 more with San Diego. So, nothing's a must win, but every game is big from here on out. No question about it.
Vern, let's talk a little bit about Vinny Pasquantino. He was named American League Player of the Week. He's had a really phenomenal last 2 weeks, last year, if you're going back and looking at this entire thing. I asked Denny this question yesterday. I'll ask it to you. What do you notice when Vinny is hot that he is doing correctly? What do you notice about Vinny when he's a little bit off?
Well, he really hasn't been off in his career outside of this April and last April, and to me a lot of that was just pressing. Now, he's a different hitter this season than he was in the past, right? The reason why I started calling him the undeniable Vinny Pasquantino was not only because he is entertaining behind the microphone, but also he was drawing more walks than he was being punched out. And, for a guy to have that type of all-field power and still show the type of Joey Votto-esque discipline at the plate, man, he's undeniable in a big spot. And you've seen that even over the past 2 seasons, even though I think, yes, his swing has changed this year. Dating back to the start of 2024, nobody in baseball has driven in more go-ahead RBI than Vinny Pasquantino. He's tied with Cal Raleigh for the major league lead. So, the guy, when healthy, is one of, if not, certainly one of the 5 best run producers in Major League Baseball. Now, it helps having Bobby in front of you, Bobby on the base paths, no doubt about it. But, yeah, Vinny is he's a star. He's an offensive star right now, and he plays a position that, doesn't necessarily lend itself to getting the most notoriety, especially when you're sharing that position with a Bryce Harper and a Freddie Freeman and Pete Alonso and some of the biggest names in the game. But, as far as him slumping, I talked to him about it earlier this spring, about his April. And, that was a young man finding himself trying to do a little bit too much in 2024. And I think he fell victim to the same thing this season. Also, the swing changes and his willingness to sell out for a little bit more power. You're not seeing the strikeout to walk ratio quite where it was in seasons previous. But the power numbers, again, he's on pace for 34 and 110 RBI. We've seen that less than half a dozen times in Royals history. So to put up that type of offensive season, playing your home games at Kauffman Stadium as a left-handed hitter is really impressive.
I was talking to Denny about this, and he said, if Vinny Pasquantino can just drive in runs, that was trying to make me think that must be like the baseball equivalent when you say a guy in basketball can just go get yourself a bucket. And you know what? People always appreciate a basketball player who can just go get you a bucket.
Yeah, the Joe Johnson, the Paul Pierce. Yeah. It's a perfect analogy. Yeah, and Vinny, certainly, he leads the American League in RBI since the All-Star break. He, to me, there is a quality of allowing your heartbeat to slow down and come through in those big moments. And outside of a rough first few months of the season as far as hitting with those runners in scoring position, Vinny not only has been red hot on the season, he's also been clutch of late. He's, he had that OPS in the 600s with runners in scoring position. It's now near 800. Now, he's been on an absolute tear. I came into the season expecting him to be the best first baseman in the division and the best left-handed hitter in the division. He's certainly the former. Riley Green can make an argument for the latter, but Vinny certainly has himself in the conversation.
Right now, we're talking to our Royals insider, Josh Vernier, here for a few more minutes, just talking about the Kansas City Royals. We talked about this a little bit, Vern, and this is the thing that I am holding on to. The Royals are 4 games back of Seattle right now. I don't really think the Rangers are that into it. I just think basically at this point we have kind of boiled this thing down to the Royals need to be a better team than the Seattle Mariners down the stretch. I think just based on the tiebreaker, it's kind of unrealistic to think that they're going to catch the Yankees. I also don't think that they're catching the Boston Red Sox either. So it's really down to being better than Seattle. I just want this team to be within 2.5 games when Seattle comes into town. I just can't think of a time in my lifetime where the Royals have had that kind of regular season series at Kauffman Stadium. They're directly behind a team, and every game directly moves you up the wild card standings with the one team that you are going into it with. So when it comes to these games, obviously, I care what happens in this. All I really want is for them to be within a puncher's chance heading into that series against Seattle, just to see what Kansas City will be like, just to see what the atmosphere at the ballpark will be like.
Oh, it'll be fun. You know that. That's why really every game has the same weight outside of right now, those 3 games in Seattle. I guess you could make the case the 4 games coming up in Cleveland. 3 games against Seattle, of course, at Kauffman Stadium. Yeah, that, should be fun. And it's hard to imagine. Well, I guess it's not hard to imagine, but man, it'll be very disappointing if your wish isn't ultimately granted, if they're not within 2.5 games, 3 games going into that series, because I still think you get that feeling if you're, 3 games, 3.5 games back. So long as that series is sizable, I think it'll certainly be a scene at Kauffman Stadium. And the only thing that'll stop them is right now the pitching, right? If Noah Cameron is tiring, it is most innings he's pitched as a professional. If Seth Lugo's tiring, if he's dealing with something, or if he just is in a rut that's going to last for this final month. You're expecting Cole Reagan's back coming up in the middle of September, but is that a guy you're going to hand the ball to and say, go give me 6, go give me 7? I don't think so. I think it's 3, 4, maybe 5 innings, and then you're handing it off to the guy that we're going to see tonight, maybe in Micah Lorenzen, maybe the guy we see tomorrow in Ryan Bergert. So, the pitching right now suddenly is the quote-unquote concern, although, the comments last night from Mike Yastrzemski saying we didn't come out with the, energy we needed. Or, what the hell are you talking about? How the hell doesn't the team come out with the proper amount of energy? He says, I hope we learn from that and come out better tomorrow. What the hell's going on inside that clubhouse? We're talking about Vinny, who I think is a strong personality and a great leader inside the clubhouse. That can't happen. Like you're talking about, the importance of these games. Even if it's a throwaway line, him trying to compliment the Chicago pitcher for being on the attack, I don't care. I don't want someone that's been around as long as Mike Yastrzemski. Now, he's not some world champion with a bunch of postseason experience, but still, he's been around. For him to mention that, don't care for it.
Last couple of questions here, Vern, and we'll get you out of here. We'll go kind of rapid fire style when it comes to this. We are putting a pool together here in the office of where you think the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift wedding is going to be. What would be your number 1 overall pick? What do you suggest?
Wherever Bezos had his.
Okay. All right. That's very, very important to know. Do you want to tell us your story of proposing?
It's kind of long. I nailed it, though.
I mean,
it's impossible to tell.
I don't care how long it is. Tell the story. I want to hear. I don't care how long it is.
Well, when I first was aware of my now wife, she tweeted out, Josh Vernier is my soulmate, because I was screaming at somebody on the radio and she liked it. So I saw that tweet a day later in a parking spot at a ballpark in Arizona. Fast forward, we meet on your show, and it's all working out, and well, I bring her to Arizona. She's coming out for spring training. We go to that same ballpark. I say I got to stop. She has no idea that's where I was first aware of her. I drive to that same parking spot. Say I got to run inside for something. As I'm inside the stadium, I ask her to go look in the trunk. I need her to grab something and bring it in for me. She goes in the trunk, and in the back on the trunk is a sweatshirt with that tweet on it. And I come up from behind and say, it turns out you were right. Get on the knee and propose. And she never said yes. She just kind of laughed at me, but turned out she meant yes.
Vern, what a way to end this interview. That's a great story, man. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Hey, thanks for allowing me, C-Dot. Thanks for setting it all up. I owe it all to the drive, man.
Vern, that's what friends are for. We appreciate you. Thanks, Vern. That is Josh Vernier, our Royals insider, joining us on the show. Did you just see this, that Kenny Pickett got traded? Did you just see, is this breaking news? Is this real breaking news, Rob? That the Raiders have traded for Kenny Pickett? Did this happen before and I just missed it?
It was this morning, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I missed it. I'm sorry. I just saw breaking news on the TV. Kenny Pickett doesn't play for them anymore. I'm like, oh, man, what happened? I would have wrote that down. I missed it. Completely missed it. I apologize. My bad. I missed it. All right, coming up on the other side, let's have this conversation as a group. Let's have this conversation as a family. We are putting together an office pool to determine where Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are going to be married. Rob and I will tell you what we are thinking as we are putting this pool together. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Flooded bathroom? AC on the fritz? When things go wrong, you need reliable service fast. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter and take $50 off any HVAC, plumbing, or electrical repair over $200. The pros at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to fix the problem. Over 40 years experience, more than 8,000 five-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee means you can trust Hamilton to bring comfort and calm back to your home. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
This October, the whole family can ride along for the wildest weekend in Kansas City. PBR Outlaw Days, October 3rd through the 5th at T-Mobile Center. Cheer on your Kansas City Outlaws as they battle the world's best on the dirt, under the lights. KansasCityOutlaws.com. Get your tickets now at PBR.com. Kansas City Outlaws, all grit and no quit.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall, like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale starts tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey baseball fans, want to boost the odds on your next MLB parlay? Take the field with a Parlay Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Log into your BetMGM account to receive your token. Then, place a parlay on any MLB game and apply the token. Just make sure to bet up to the minimum stake, odds, and legs specified on the token. If your boosted parlay hits, you'll score a bigger payout. Feeling good about your MLB parlay? Step up to the plate for your chance to score. Claim your MLB Parlay Boost token today. Join the excitement all season long with BetMGM. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Listen up, folks. I want to tell you guys about my new obsession. It's Daisy French Onion Dip. With football season here, it is the perfect dip for your chips, your wings. The delicious Daisy French Onion Dip and the Daisy Ranch Dip, they're game changers. They're delicious as a homemade dip, and they're made with real herbs and real spices and also ingredients that you'd find right there in your kitchen. So the next time you're having people come over to celebrate the start of the football season, you better make sure you have one thing, and I'm talking about that Daisy French Onion Dip. You can find it the next time you go to the grocery store.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Car wreck? Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Multi-car crash coming out of downtown, 70 eastbound past Prospect. It is the left lane blocked. Shawnee, that's a little fender bender slowing you down. 35 northbound at Lamar in the right lane from the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, it's Juju Smith-Schuster from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, Rob, do you want to talk about Tyreek Hill's divorce or Travis Kelce getting married? Which one? We're going to talk about both of them over the next 10 minutes. Just which one would you like to start first with? If this can be like a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Let's start with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Let's start on a positive note.
Okay, let's start off on a positive note. So we are putting together a little bit of a pool of where you think the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift wedding is going to be. This is how I think we find out about it. I think, number one, it's posted on her and his Instagram. They let us see exclusive photos. I also think if you were them, you let people or you sell the rights to have the exclusive photos to it. You pick up a couple $1 million. You let TMZ come in, you take some pictures, and I think you handle it that way. I think that's how we'll get information about this. I don't think they're streaming this. There's not going to be a television show. I don't think it's going to be any of that. But we've been kind of debating here at the office on where you think this will be. Rob and I are on the same page. Text line 913-586-7965. If I had unlimited access to money, if I am a billionaire and any place would have me, all I need is my publicist, my handler, to pick up the phone and say that Taylor Swift wants to have her wedding in your venue. They are waiving all cost if that is the case. I'm not picking Kansas City, Missouri, and that's no disrespect to where we live, but come on now. Money's no issue. Where am I getting married at? Powell Gardens? No. I'm not getting married in Cleveland Heights, Ohio, either. I'm picking somewhere majestic. I'm picking somewhere special. I'm getting married overseas. I'm going to Italy. That's where I'm going. I'm having a small, very intimate gathering, family, friends, teammates. I'm talking about less than 100 people are coming to this thing. We're getting married overseas. We're getting married in Florence. We're getting married in Greece. We're getting married somewhere special. I think this is an international wedding. That's where I think we're headed. I think we're headed towards an Instagram announcement overseas, some of the most incredible wedding views that you have ever seen before. Because, America's number one bachelorette is getting married. I'm not getting married in a normal place. No, we're going somewhere special. Rob, I think you and I are going to put down the same thing in this pool. Give me a Florence, Italy. Give me a Sicily. Give me somewhere like that. That's where I'm betting that this wedding's going to be.
So I actually agree with you. What's funny is the logic for how we ended up there is very different. I don't think this is going to be some small, intimate 100-person, 50-person friends and family wedding. I think this is going to be the celebrity event of whatever year it occurs. We just saw.
Oh, so
I think it's gonna be like Bezos' wedding. You know how Bezos' wedding had all those photos of every celebrity you've ever seen walk up?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be that level. Taylor Swift's really close friends with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. She's really close friends with Hugh Jackman. She's close with Selena Gomez. These people are
You think all these people are showing up?
I think all these celebrities are showing up. So there is no place in America where you can house these people in relative anonymity, because they're not going to want the date or venue leaked. They are not going to want that out to the public. The last thing they want is the Swifties to know it's this date, this time, this place. Can't happen. So you got to hide these celebrities somehow, some way, so that news isn't leaking out. Hey, can you believe Selena Gomez, Benny Blanco, and Ryan Reynolds are all hanging out in insert town X? So I think I'm going to pick a place where the super rich and the super wealthy gallivant around and they do it in relative anonymity. I think it's going to be in the south of France, which is the ultimate rich person area. The south of France, gorgeous backdrops, the wine, the celebrities can hang out and they're not mobbed because it's not Paris or something. You can literally hide in plain sight. So I think international as well, but I don't think it's going to be some small gathering. I think this is going to be the event of the year. And we're going to wake up one day and Instagram is going to have 500 photos of the most famous people on earth just hanging out. It's going to be such an event, in my opinion, that Patrick Mahomes is not a top 15 famous person at the event.
I mean, if that's the case, and I'm not obviously trying to make light of the situation, that's the biggest celebrity event since Kobe's funeral?
I think it will be the biggest celebrity event.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. I mean, Kobe's funeral, Beyonce sang. Michael Jordan spoke at this thing. Like, if we were talking of a who is at this event.
Does Bezos' wedding count as bigger than Kobe's?
I don't remember all who was there.
Okay. That's fair. But I think it is going to be the celebrity event that we maybe experience our lifetimes.
Who do you think the best man is? Do you think it's Patrick or Jason?
I think it's Jason.
Yeah, I think so too. I just wonder.
I think it has to be Jason. I think Patrick's a groomsman.
Oh, for sure. 100%. 100%. I think we could, I mean, if we really sat here, we could probably guess who Travis's groomsmen are going to be. Like, it's not hard to figure out who Travis's friends are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not very hard to do that. So you and I are the same way. We're going overseas. We're going Italy.
I got France, you got Italy, but we're definitely overseas.
Yeah, overseas. No, we're definitely both. We need to make sure we set this up and we start going around. We're treating this like the NCAA tournament. We need your money. We need you to lock it in right now where you think this wedding is going to be.
By the way, someone in the text line makes a great point. Travis Kelce's now friends with Adam Sandler and co. You're telling me Adam Sandler put him in the movie? You're not putting Adam Sandler, you're not bringing Adam Sandler to your wedding? It's just going to be, I think it's going to be an absolutely massive event.
Someone said, how many people do you think are getting invited? I bet it. How many people on the team do you think are getting invited? I bet it won't be everybody. Of course. Of course. No chance.
Can you imagine if Travis tells Taylor, one of your friends is out because Jared Wiley's got to get a spot? Come on.
No. No, not everybody on that team. They are not being invited to it. Some tells me Christian Fulton. I don't know if you and Travis have had enough. No, you're not invited to this wedding. Hey, it ain't no shade. I'm sorry. We only got limited space here. I'm sorry. You are not welcome at this wedding. Do you want to talk about Tyreek Hill? So this is, Tyreek Hill, he was married. He is now no longer married. He got divorced in 17 months, and they have reached a divorce settlement. Listen to this. She secured a $500,000 lump sum, $20,000 to $50,000 a month in spending money, $100,000 for a new car. He has to pay her legal fees, which were $450,000, and she gets exclusive use for their $5.5 million mansion. He also is responsible for the mortgage, the utilities on that mansion. Oh boy. I can't think of I've never heard such a loss before. Have you? This is insane. They were married for less than 2 years. She came away with all of this. This was a beatdown. This was a 41-10. What kind of lawyer did Tyreek have? Tyreek, you should have just wrote her a $2 million check and just got rid of her. What's happening here? $20,000 to $50,000 a month. Do they have a kid together?
It's possible 2 years.
I don't know.
It's possible.
They got a kid together. That's the only thing. That's the only way this makes sense to me. They got a kid. Exclusive use of their $5.5 million mansion. How long did she live there? And he still got to pay the bills. You can't pay the bills with that money I just gave you. I just gave you $500,000. You can't cover the utilities on that? Tyreek, goodness gracious. Good luck, man. I don't know nothing about getting divorced. I don't know nothing about divorce proceedings. I'm just saying right now, I want to know what kind of lawyer you had. Please keep me away from him. Your lawyer, he didn't do a good job. He didn't do a good job getting you a good deal when it came to all of this. I just would have wrote her a one-time check, and we're out of here. And you got to pay child support, too. But some of the text line is saying that they have a kid together. So, I mean, you always going to win.
That makes way more sense.
You're always going to win if that's the case. So, well, good luck to both of them. Good luck to Tyreek and Keita. Good luck to them. Whatever happened to Crystal? She still around? She got to still be around. They got a kid together, too. Remember Crystal? Crystal really tried to.
Defined around.
Crystal
they
tried
have
to
a kid
mess
together,
things
yeah.
up for your boy. I'm saying this is a really, really bad deal in a divorce proceeding. I'm telling you, this is really, really bad for Tyreek. So, man, good luck to him. I don't know what else to say. I have no other thoughts and opinions on that. Just good luck to Tyreek Hill. All right, Rob, we are waiting for the 53-man roster to come out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Are you expecting any surprises? Are you looking forward to anything? Is there anything that you are looking at as we are waiting for this? Because the only thing I'm looking for is Elijah Mitchell making the team. I just don't know if he's making the team or what the plan could potentially be for them at running back. Now, if he makes the team, then I don't think they're going out and getting a running back. But if the Chiefs are going to make a running back move, it would happen here at some point in the next 30 minutes or so. We end up finding out that Elijah Mitchell doesn't make the team, and I do think they go up and pick up another running back, or they think Elijah Mitchell has some juice left and he ends up making the team. So that's, to me, where the intrigue is. The rest of the roster just seems very, very set. Like, I don't really see a possibility for any other kind of surprise or curveball. I think that's the only one we're waiting on.
I don't mean to sidestep your question, because I understand the question, but I don't think there's going to be a surprise today. But I think between now and the end of Labor Day, when the Chiefs can get active on the waiver wire, can see everyone else's cuts, can see everyone else's roster, and can kind of start to, massage a little bit more, which is when you saw LaShawn McCoy, Samaje Perine, and others become Chiefs. I think there's going to be a move before Brazil, but I don't know that move is coming today. I saw the ESPN reporter for the Jets. He's basically Nate Taylor, but covers the Jets. He mentioned that the cuts and everything has to be in the league office by 3 p.m., but the team sometimes doesn't put out the official, graphic social media release until sometime around 7 or 8, because teams believe that gives them an advantage on the waiver wire, that you can sift through it while other teams are posting on social media. So it's possible the official isn't known until tonight. So I think a move gets made before Brazil, but I don't know that move happens today. I think there is a running back. I don't know it's today.
Someone on the text line says, what about Robert Tonyan? I believe Robert Tonyan is making the team. I think he certainly played well enough to make the team. I think they're keeping 4 tight ends in, if that's the case. We know they're keeping Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Jared Wiley, I also think is going to make the team. I think that Tonyan played himself onto the roster. So I am anticipating in their 53-man roster that Robert Tonyan is going to be a part of it. Do you think that he's going to be a part of it?
I didn't know this was a conversation anymore. Like, I was ready to have this conversation on August 6th, but on August 26th, 1,000% he's making the roster. The question now becomes 3 or 4. And I think they're going to stay at 3. Like, I don't know why they might be trying to get Jared Wiley through waivers and back to the practice squad. I can see them doing that, but Robert Tonyan is a Chief this year. It would really surprise me if they cut Robert Tonyan or we get news that Robert Tonyan's been waived. That would really, really surprise me at this point.
Yeah, I just think that he played well enough to be on the team. So, yeah, it would just surprise me and kind of come out of nowhere if he just didn't make the team. We know the Chiefs love having additional tight ends. They love those kind of 2 tight ends, 3 tight end sets. They use to kind of go heavy if they want to do some short yardage stuff. I actually think Tonyan is their best blocking tight end at this point. I also think if you kind of want to keep some of the wear and tear off Travis Kelce, you're not really asking him to block maybe the ways that you did. And I think you're trying to be more selective about the spots that you end up using Travis Kelce. Therefore, I think Tonyan kind of has a role on this team. I don't think it's a big role on this team. Helping special teams, veteran leader, blocking, short yardage situations. That's where I think they end up using Robert Tonyan. I think you and I are on the same page. I'd be surprised if he got let go.
I don't think there are any surprises today. And maybe we can have a different conversation about Elijah Mitchell, because I would say if Elijah Mitchell gets cut and they add someone in, that's not really a surprise to me. He didn't really have any juice or buzz at camp, and they just have a lot of running backs. They're carrying 4. I think in the most complimentary way possible, I'm saying this to the Chiefs, I don't think there's any intrigue today. I think when the Chiefs were in the first year of Andy Reid, I remember they added, 8 or 9 guys on the waiver wire, and they basically tried to refresh the roster after that first Andy Reid season, 2013. that year was interesting on the waiver wire. Who are they going to add? I think today is going to be relatively boring for the Chiefs because if right now me and you, without an official announcement, went through, we could probably get 49, 48 of the 53-man roster, and we're just doing it on our, fingers and toes. Like, I don't think there's any intrigue or surprise or, startling. Can you believe that move coming today? And I would even classify Elijah Mitchell, if that happened today, as not surprising or startling. And even to that end, he was on the practice field, and we haven't gotten news that he's not on the team.
Text line 913-586-7965. Is there a potential twist that you are looking at that could happen when it comes to the Chiefs' 53-man roster? You have to have your roster turned in by now. The Chiefs could announce it seemingly at any point. They could announce it right now. They could wait till later today. I'm sure they're still kind of doing some maneuvering. You wait to see who was on the waiver claim. You could obviously have made a trade before the cuts for a guy that you don't think you'll get at waivers. Got to remember the Chiefs are near the bottom of waiver claims. So maybe there's a guy that you really, really like. Well, if the rest of the league really likes him, just one other team likes him before you, if Carolina likes him, for example, then you just don't get that player. So maybe the Chiefs end up making a move. We'll certainly keep you up to date on anything that is happening with the Kansas City Chiefs as we are waiting for their roster. Coming up at 4 o'clock, Joshua Briscoe will join us on the show. We'll get his thoughts and his opinions on the cutdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs. I want to give you guys a little bit of news. Yesterday, Starbucks announced their fall menu and is currently available. Yes, right now, if you go to Starbucks, you can get their original pumpkin spice latte. Let me get back up on this soapbox one more time. This is actually becoming one of my favorite soapboxes to stand on. Since when did we start doing this? When did we not respect the seasons? When did we stop respecting the seasons? When did we start making kids go back to school on August 8th? No, you know when you used to go back to school after Labor Day, you could fully enjoy the summer. When did we start celebrating Christmas on November 1st? No, Christmas starts after Black Friday. That's when we used to celebrate Christmas. When did we start giving Christmas 2 months? When did fall start in late August? We've never done this before. No, it's still pool time. It's still pool season. You can still go down to the lake. Fall starts on the Tuesday after Labor Day. If you want to say that's fall, okay. All right, I'm not going to fight you that hard. Everybody's school, you're done taking vacations. Yes, fall is back. When did we start? When did we just have complete and total disregard, Rob, for the seasons and start doing everything willy-nilly? Are you going out and getting a pumpkin spice latte in August? I don't even know how you have a thirst for it, how you even have a taste or an appetite for it. It's August. It's not pumpkin season. Pumpkin ain't even that good of a flavor to be drinking it now for the next 8 weeks. This is way too early. Way too early to be celebrating pumpkin season.
So I won't get a pumpkin spice latte today, but next Tuesday when my pool closes, I'll make sure I'm in line. I'm ready to go. By the way, it's like 77 degrees out. It's basically the fall right now. It's got fall energy. So yeah, I would get a pumpkin spice latte. I can't do it in good faith when my neighborhood pool is still open, but I think more likely than not, I will be getting a pumpkin spice latte soon. By the way, they're incredible. They're an incredible experience to have on a cool morning. Me and you are driving in. We'd come in early on Tuesdays sometimes. Get a PSL on the way in. It just gets you a jolt to life. PSLs, baby.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know you were that much of a pumpkin spice latte guy. Someone on the text line says, I ate a pumpkin cinnamon roll last night. It was fire. What?
That sounds incredible. Lucky you.
I just don't I'm all for things having their season.
It's the fall. Football's back. It's the fall.
Pumpkin has its own month. Pumpkin has a month. It has all of October.
Pumpkin is more than a month. It definitely lingers.
No, pumpkin is a month.
We get pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. It gets
That's just a little pop-up.
It's a whole
That's
run
a pop-up
in
appearance.
November. No. It's the fall flavor. It's a whole season's
That's
flavor.
like a relative when it comes to visit. That's what Thanksgiving is. Like, that's when it just comes to live. Maybe I'm the only one. Someone says, Carrington, season starts 2 months ahead. They already have Halloween stuff out right now. Doesn't make any sense to me.
So you're going to wait till October 1 to head down to Lewisburg Cider Mill?
Yes, the fall.
Disgusting behavior.
I got to see the leaves start to change before I start. You aren't even wearing a hoodie yet. The moment that you break out that hoodie, that's fall. Not now. It's not fall. It's August. It's still the summer. It's still the summer. Labor Day, that's the end of summer. Opening day is Memorial Day. The final game of the season is Labor Day. After Labor Day, if you want to have all your fall festivities, fine, have them. But that's when fall starts for me. When you get that dew in the air and you put that first hoodie on when you go walk your dog in the morning, that's when it's fall. The leaves haven't even begun to change. The leaves aren't going to change for another 6 weeks. It's already fall? You already got Halloween decorations up? What? It's not spooky season. It's too much. That's all I'm saying. It's too much. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way. We used to have a system. You know what I mean? We had a system. We gave Christmas 5 weeks to celebrate Christmas. We didn't need 9 weeks to celebrate Christmas. Now we're celebrating Halloween in late August. We're doing pumpkin spice lattes in late August. I don't know why we're doing this. Summer doesn't get extra months. This isn't right.
It was 55 degrees this morning when I walked the dog.
It's not the fall yet.
That hoodie's come on, buddy.
You had a hoodie on today?
Hoodie and shorts to walk the dog this morning.
You better not have had a hoodie on today.
Hoodie and shorts to walk the dog this morning.
Give me your man card.
Which means it's officially
I'm telling you right now, hand it to me.
Pumpkin spice season.
Because you know what you need to do in August if that happens? Go outside and be cold. That's what you need to do.
I don't control the weather. I just react to the weather.
Putting a hoodie on in August is insane behavior. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Joshua Briscoe. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey guys, football season is right around the corner. So that means whether you're watching your favorite college team or maybe you're watching the pros play, you're going to have people over and you're going to have your own watch parties. Well, if you plan on having a watch party this fall, make sure that includes the best barbecue in town at Gates Barbecue. With 5 locations around town, you are never too far away from that classic Gates barbecue taste. And let me tell you, the last time I was there, I got the burnt E-Mac, absolutely phenomenal. Now, you know, I'm a mixed plate kind of guy, but now I got to make sure I get that on the side. I got to make sure that I get that burnt E-Mac. I put a little bit of the sauce in there. I mix it all up. Oh, my goodness, it's absolutely delicious. Maybe you like to get your own grilling done during the football season. Well, you can still incorporate Gates Barbecue into that. Next time you're at the grocery store, make sure you go get some of the Gates sauce. Also, make sure that you go get some of the Gates seasoning. You can get that at any area local grocery store. It's Carrington here telling you, when football season around, with tailgate season right around the corner, I know you're going to be doing some grilling. And if you plan on doing some grilling or even eating some barbecue at the function, make sure that it includes Gates Barbecue.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Most people have no idea there's an invisible gap in their home's protection. This invisible threat is house stealing. Con artists pick a house, they transfer the deed of this house into their name by obtaining the forms, using the fake IDs, and filing the paperwork with proper authorities. Now they own the home. Protect your home from this invisible gap. Check on your home's title right now at HomeTitleLock.com. Be sure to use promo code RADIO and they will send you a complete title scan of your home's title. And your first 30 days of triple lock title protection is free. HomeTitleLock.com.
A blood emergency has been declared in the Kansas City region and donors are urgently needed. Now through August 26th, donate with Community Blood Center and be entered to win tickets to the Chiefs home opener. Visit SaveALifeNow.org or call 877-468-6844 to schedule your donation today.
Here we go. Count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
This is incredible.
Watch your local NFL game live all season long.
And he's in for a touchdown.
Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
The long weekend sale is on at Target with exciting deals you won't want to miss. Stock up on grilling must-haves for a few more sunny barbecues. And while you're at it, ease into sweater weather with fresh new fits for the fam. Whether you're hosting, relaxing, or showing off your new style, Target has your deal in-store, online, and in the Target app. Hurry and save more with the long weekend sale happening now through Monday. Only at Target.
Tonight, expect a low of 59 with mostly clear skies.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy.
The world's coming to Kansas City in 2026. Is your parking lot ready? Faded lines, potholes, unsafe sidewalks. Gann Asphalt and Concrete is your winning team. One contractor. All things parking lot. Visit GannAsphalt.com today.
Oh, hey.
Hey, thanks for meeting me here. It's just, you're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion. Do you see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there? That's all I paid for it.
Let me get back to you on that.
Deal's so right, it almost feels wrong at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on all Hyundai Palisade, Santa Fe, and Santa Fe hybrid models. And check out our other great deals at your Hyundai dealer today. Offer ends September 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And we cut to size. Because just like taxes and BS, we think metal is better when cut. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or shop online at metalsupermarkets.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O Rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing. Still working a multi-car crash, 70 eastbound past Prospect Avenue. It is the right lane blocked. Scoot to the left to get through there. You are still moving. The stall in Blue Springs still there, 70 westbound past BB Grain Valley. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center in Bow, 96.5 The Fan.
Be sure to follow The Drive on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to be joined by Joshua Briscoe to talk about the Chiefs and what the potential cut downs look like. So right now, you can place a wager on who you think will be the Super Bowl halftime show. In light of the news regarding Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, she has shot up the list. She is the odds-on favorite to be the halftime performer. She is at plus 100. So for those of you that don't gamble, bet $1, win $1 for Taylor Swift to perform at halftime of the Super Bowl. Dua Lipa is second at 7-1. Sabrina Carpenter is at 8-1. Mariah Carey, Miley Cyrus, and Oasis are all at 10-1. Billie Eilish is at 12-1. Jay-Z, Metallica, Ed Sheeran, they're all in that 12-1 range. Rob, you know what? I'm going to go with somebody that's a little bit off the beaten path here. Sign me up for Post Malone at 16-1. It feels like we have to pick somebody that kind of appeals to everybody. He does a little bit of rap, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of pop, a little bit of country. We can find a show that appeals to everybody with somebody who is super famous and likable. Give me a Post Malone at 16-1. I also like Miley at 10-1 to do it. Now, it goes without saying, if Taylor Swift wants to do it this year, then there is nobody else that should even be in consideration. The moment that Taylor says, I want to do the halftime show, you get to do the halftime show. Like, this is what all great artists at your level do. Everybody who has been at your level, Prince, Mike, Beyonce, if you were at this level, you eventually do the halftime show. So maybe she ends up doing it this year. I do think she'll do it before her run is over. She has an album coming up, so it definitely makes sense. I have one of the most anticipated albums of all time. I then do a show that promotes it and goes through all the eras of who I am as a person. I now own all my masters. It would make a lot of sense if Taylor Swift was it. But if she doesn't do it, give me Miley Cyrus at 10-1. Give me Post Malone at 16-1. Those would be my Super Bowl halftime bets.
So I'm going to ask you a question. Where is the Super Bowl this year?
It is in San Francisco.
I think at 16-1, I'm going to lay my money on Chapel Roan. She might be one of the more up-and-coming popular artists in America. She's doing a concert in Kansas City at the Liberty Memorial. Like, it's not like she's small time. She's big time. I'm pretty sure she has a song where she talks about how she went out to California and got even more popular. I think the song is Pink Pony Club. So I would take Chapel Roan at 16-1, but I agree with you 100%. If Taylor Swift wants to, Taylor Swift's going to do it. I don't think Taylor Swift is doing it with Travis Kelce active. That is my opinion. I know that she was like half joking when she was on the New Heights podcast, where she was like, there's nothing NFL fans like more than seeing me on TV. But I think that she does not want to be backstage preparing for the Super Bowl performance, which is an enormous undertaking and something you can't just, half-ass. I think she does not want to be backstage if the Chiefs are in the game. So as long as Travis Kelce is active, I don't think she will do it. So I think the betting odds would tell you play someone else, and I would play Chapel Roan at 16-1.
Someone asked, who is Chapel Roan? She is the one who has the Pink Pony Club song, if you've heard of that song. If you don't know that song, then just maybe this halftime thing just might not be for you.
Also, she is hot to go. She does hot to go. She's literally about to sell out Liberty Memorial in Kansas City. She's a big deal.
A lot of people are making the point that Metallica is actually from San Francisco. So Metallica would make a lot of sense.
Here's my question. I love Metallica. Metallica is one of my favorite bands. I don't have any
issues with Metallica.
Do they cross over, though? At their age, are they big enough? Are they Apple? Does it cross over?
Yeah, but I guess this would be the argument that I would make. And I'm saying this as somebody who loves rap and hip-hop. They've kind of given enough of those shows in succession to that kind of music. I don't know if there's a lot of artists that cross over anymore. Obviously, there are some that's the case. But I think that we are all so fractured and segmented now with the kind of music that we listen to that I don't know if you can find those people. Back in the day when everybody went to the radio to get their kind of music and that shaped your taste, yeah, there were 5 or 6 artists that everybody listened to. I just don't think that exists that much now. So there's just not really anybody that's going to make all of us happy. Like, I don't listen to Taylor Swift's music, but I understand how important she is. I also understand why it would be her time to do it. So that's why if you pick Metallica, it's not my kind of music. I'm not super interested in it, but I definitely get it. And you've given me the halftime show for the last 5 years. I got Usher, I got Kendrick, I got Dr. Dre and Snoop. I'm cool with if you give it to Metallica, and those 12 minutes that year is just not for me. I can live with that.
I guess that's fair. I just wonder that ever since Apple Music took over the halftime show, which we now know Apple Music does it, they have been trending younger. It's not even the crossover like the two Americas. Do they cross over your sister? Your sister's age demographic. Do they like?
She ain't listening to Metallica.
But does she even know? Are they even in her zeitgeist? Is she aware of them at all? Because you're right. Taylor Swift is not my type of music either. She crosses over. You're not a big Post Malone fan, but you're aware of his music. It crosses over. There are bands from the 80s and 90s. I'm too young to have listened to Prince in his heyday, but when he did the Super Bowl, I got it. It was Prince.
For sure.
If you're going to have someone from the 80s and 90s, a band of that ilk do it, is Metallica big enough with young people to be that halftime show still? Like, I feel the same way about Oasis, which is one of the more popular betting ones. Oasis, it has all the same problems Metallica has.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be
enough.
very, very surprised if they made the announcement.
With the Super Bowl in America,
Oasis is doing the halftime show.
If it was the London Super Bowl, which I think is coming one
I'd
day,
be stunned.
Oasis. Okay, but not this one.
That's what I'm saying is I actually think Miley Cyrus, I'm trying to think of people who do kind of cross over a little bit. Like, Miley has enough big pop records. She has a little bit of country. We've known who Miley Cyrus is now for, 25 years. She was a child star. She transitioned into being an adult. Like, Miley's a really good pick. I mean, it wouldn't be my ideal person, but I could get behind a Miley Cyrus halftime show. Like, you could sell me on Miley doing it. Yeah, that's why I like the two that I picked. Give me Miley Cyrus at 10-1. Give me Post Malone at 16-1. I feel pretty good about those being the case. But again, I do maintain, if at any point Taylor Swift is, I want to do the halftime show, then she should be able to do it. It's her time to do it. She's relevant enough. She's been relevant enough. She's the most famous musician in the world at the biggest sporting event held in America. I mean, on the World Cup, but you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's if you want to do the Super Bowl halftime show, it is your time to do it. You just let us know when you're available, and we're more than happy to accommodate it, especially because you have been such a crossover influence in the popularity in the NFL the last handful of seasons. Coming up on the other side, we'll be joined by Joshua Briscoe. We'll talk about the Chiefs and what cuts we're looking for. We'll do that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
This man was a bona fide scrub.
On 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing. Still working the multi-car crash, 70 eastbound past Prospect Avenue. It is the right lane blocked. Scoot to the left to get through there. You are still moving. The stall in Blue Springs still there, 70 westbound past BB Grain Valley. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center in Val, 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, baseball fans, want to boost the odds on your next MLB parlay? Take the field with a Parlay Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Log into your BetMGM account to receive your token. Then, place a parlay on any MLB game and apply the token. Just make sure to bet up to the minimum stake, odds, and legs specified on the token. If your boosted parlay hits, you'll score a bigger payout. Feeling good about your MLB parlay? Step up to the plate for your chance to score. Claim your MLB Parlay Boost token today. Join the excitement all season long with BetMGM. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
As summer temperatures are winding down, the final push of the season is heating up. With 1 month to go, the division-leading Tigers are coming to the K. They've got Cy Young pitching, all-star defense, and power at the plate. But when they take on the Royals August 29th through the 31st, there's one thing they won't have: their fans in the stands. So bring your playoff spirit and take home a different gate giveaway with each critical game. Reserve your seats at royals.com/tickets.
Hey, almost Andy Reid here. It's been an honor to give back to the community that's embraced me being almost your head coach. Thanks for letting me be part of your team. Renner Garage Door is a teammate of mine that also values the community that they served for decades, always giving back and delivering wins with top brands like Geldon, Amar, and LiftMaster. Need a repair or replacement? Get a free estimate today. Forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions. Safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965 now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Hi there, I'm Charlie. And I'm Carter. Our dad is Rex with Rex Buys KC. If you're thinking about selling a home in Kansas City and don't know where to start, our dad can help. Sometimes life throws curveballs, like moving for a new job, dealing with a divorce, or inheriting a house you weren't expecting. Dad doesn't just make offers, he talks with people to help them understand all of their options. No pressure, and it doesn't cost anything to talk with his team. He's a local home buyer who really knows Kansas City. If selling to him is the right choice, he'll give you a fair cash offer, and you can close on your timeline even in as little as 7 days. He buys homes in any condition. No need for repairs, no fees, no surprises. Just an honest, easy process so you feel good about your decision. Want to talk to him? Call 816-330-6000 or go to rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob! Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. Proud partner of the Kansas City Royals. Each can of Surfside is only 100 calories. And the best part, 0 bubbles. Grab it at the K or ask for it at your favorite bars and liquor stores.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Let's go to the phone lines right now to be joined by Joshua Briscoe. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know all the official titles anymore of Joshua Briscoe. Like, I used to know what it is. He is the executive producer for Armageddon at Arrowhead. That's a very important one. You do like the Chiefs pre and post game. You got some podcasts. You got a lot of stuff going on right now. How you doing, Joshua Briscoe?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I like leading with executive producer, though. That's definitely the fanciest sounding title of anything. And you know, this maybe it's a one and done. Maybe I don't know what the invites look like in the future. Maybe it's my single producing debut that way. But yeah, the other stuff's mostly Chiefs related. You know, Chiefs Radio Network and all of that. It's been a good busy month or so, and I think it's going to keep going that way for the next few.
I don't know about you. I'm trying to win an Emmy.
Ooh, I'd love to be an Emmy Award winner.
Yeah.
Well, I hadn't even considered that yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to win an Emmy. Right now we're talking to Joshua Briscoe. All right, Josh, there's a lot of things to get into. I'm sorry. I can't get myself all up in arms about guys 48, 49, 50 and below on the roster. I feel like cut down day is draft day Twitter, just trying to hold on to that final hey, I might have been right about this guy. Like, that's what I think that it is. Like, I'm supposed to be all upset about Asa Poll getting released. I'm supposed to be all mad about this guy or all excited about it. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like it's draft Twitter holding on for just the final morsel of, hey, I've been watching the film on this guy. I think he can be a productive NFL player.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you have other hobbies. But for me, Issa Pole's future is a matter of life and death. If Carson Steele, Jason Brownlee, and Issa Pole aren't on this practice squad in a few days, my entire month is ruined. That's not your fault, Carrington. I'm happy for your well-adjusted brain. I'm saying we don't all have one of those.
No, that is very, very true. Because, like, I'm thinking is, if this Issa Pole guy, if he is ever in the game, something went terribly wrong. Like, if there is any fan base that kind of knows, hey, I don't care how good your roster is. You know what your offensive line is not 8 or 9 deep. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever get to the point where your 8th or 9th offensive lineman's in the game, that's probably not a game that you got a great chance of winning because those guys matter. So I'm looking at the Chiefs right now. I mean, they got 3 tackles, 4 if you want to count Wanya Morris. Anything deeper than that, something's gone wrong.
Well, and I think I'm glad you mentioned Wanya Morris because that is why he is still on the roster. Barring something shocking, he'll be on the 53. And that's because, look, I mean, everybody remembers the worst of Wanya Morris last year because he was playing through an injury, it seems, and that whole position was an absolute nightmare. But you may not remember a good half or a good game or two from Wanya Morris over the course of his career to this point. He is a guy who you can have in there for a little bit. That's the cutoff between a starting caliber player and a replacement level player and a developmental player. Like, if you are replacement level, you can go in there for a little bit and kind of hold it together, not be the reason everything gets derailed. If you're there to game plan against for 6 or 8 weeks and opposing defenses learn every bit of your weaknesses, well, then you're probably going to look like a replacement level player under that level of spotlight. So that is why, like, I think your Pole, your Ethan Driscoll types, you know, he had an appendectomy, so he might have a non-football injury list path for him. We'll see. But you have these developmental tackles in large part in hopes that they will develop into a guy who you can have out there for a little bit. I like the idea, even like Chu Goderick, the international player who's been around for a bit. He doesn't even take up a practice squad spot if he makes it there. So you want to go ahead and try to find your diamond in the rough, find your incredible athletes that didn't play a whole lot of football up until their professional career. Find those guys, develop them, try to make it happen. But ultimately, if you have to have somebody run out there and protect Patrick Mahomes for a few plays, you weren't expecting him to be out there, you want it to be Wanya Morris and not the guy who's never done it. So I do think that's a distinction worth making on a day like today.
Right now, we're talking to our Chiefs insider, Joshua Briscoe. Josh, are you sure that FAU was going to make the team? Because I'm just going through the numbers. And if Derek Nottie was traded for and now he is going to make the team and they play a different position, like, I'm kind of doing the roster math. And maybe he was going to make the team, but he was going to be right there on the roster bubble that I kind of think they went to him and they did the Tyler Bray. Hey, big dog, we need this spot. You got to go on IR for a little bit and we can keep this spot open and we'll try again next year. That's what I think happened. Are you certain that FAU was going to make the team? And maybe you have a different theory on what happened.
No, I can't say I was completely certain, and I certainly wasn't certain. Yeah, that'll do. I definitely wasn't certain that he was going to be a game day active player. I think that the way that the defensive end group shakes out, you say that you've got this like guaranteed rookie contract, and you can go ahead and have it for another year at the price point it is and everything. I think he was going to be the last defensive end on the roster, and maybe that's Malik Herring now. Maybe they go try to find somebody else somewhere else. Janarius Robinson got hurt before FAU did, so if there was any competition there, that ended with Robinson's injury. So I definitely don't think you can say that he was definitively safe, and I even thought it was kind of interesting in Steve Spagnuolo's press conference after they put him on IR, he was asked, like, well, what are you guys going to do, without FAU in there? And he said something, I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along the lines of like, well, it hurts to lose anybody, and we were certainly counting on Felix to do some things. I think he was probably in line for a pretty light workload, and then just a guy that you have around if somebody ahead of him gets hurt, and now they'll try to find that from either Malik Herring or somebody else, is my guess.
I don't think I can remember a move that just had 100% approval rating like the Chiefs bringing back Derek Nottie. Like, I'm not really sure how any single person could have an issue with the Chiefs bringing back Derek Nottie. It's a very low acquisition cost. You know that he's a capable player in the league. He fits in this rotation. Like, this is one of the moves that there is no pushback from the other side.
I'll give you just a smidge. I really like Derek Nottie, so I'm biased in that way, I guess. But I would say that at least the process was so strange that a few months ago you went, we're not going to need you, Derek Nottie. Go ahead and go get this small deal with the Jets. And then obviously the Jets make 2 trades for defensive tackles before sending Nottie back here. If nothing else, it's a bad look for the Marlon Tuipulotu, Fabian Lovett plan of like, we're just going to find somebody else who can come in here and eat these snaps. Tershawn Wharton was gone for a big money deal, and he's a different type of defensive tackle anyway. Jerry Tillery, I don't think this really reflects on him. I think it makes sense that Derek Nottie is back. I think it's a little bit surprising that they even had to do the pick swap to get him. Maybe there was a fear that somebody else would trade for Derek Nottie. Okay. It's strange to me that a guy who played a relatively small number of snaps last year, they got to the end of August and said, yeah, all right, we're basically going to give back what we got for Sky Moore effectively, which is also virtually nothing, right? We're going to go ahead and give that up to make sure we get this guy back who has been here before, who we do know what he'll bring to the table. But it certainly wasn't important to them in March or April to have Derek Nottie on this team. So again, I think the process is strange. I think it makes perfect sense that he's back.
Right now, we're talking to Joshua Briscoe going through possible cuts for the Kansas City Chiefs. The one thing that I'm really interested in all of this is just Elijah Mitchell. I don't know what the plan is at running back right now. Like, I could see a scenario in which Mitchell is on the team. I could also see a scenario in which we get some announcement here coming up in 20 minutes if the Chiefs have traded a 7th-round pick and now they've picked up another wide receiver, and then that's why he gets released. What do you think the plan is for Elijah Mitchell?
I think for him, you talk about the process that got you here. I think the process with Elijah Mitchell seems relatively clear, assuming that he doesn't end up making the initial 53, which is what it kind of seems like right now. He just didn't do a whole lot in the preseason. And, man, I don't know about you, but I just didn't hear anything about him from training camp. I think the idea was, hey, we'll give you a little bit of money to show up in St. Joe, and we're going to find out if you have this rest and recovery period. Do you have that burst, that explosiveness back that you had earlier in your career? And it seems like, unfortunately, and this is just how it goes in the NFL, certainly how it goes amongst running backs, it seems like that burst just did not return as he got healthier. And so now the Chiefs are looking around thinking, well, we don't really have a running back with explosion outside of Brashard Smith, who's a rookie that started playing running back a year ago. So I would think right now he's probably outside looking in. It doesn't surprise me that Carson Steele was let go first, but I have to think at this point that there's not a ton of optimism around Elijah Mitchell. Maybe he makes the team and I'm totally wrong, and there is still some hope that he can give you a little bit of that breakaway burst that this roster kind of needs there still. Otherwise, I really do think it would make a lot of sense for them to continue poking around to try to find somebody else who's a different type of runner than Kareem Hunt, who seems to be RB2 through and through at this point. I really do think they wanted somebody who's not Brashard Smith, who can give you that extra gear, and it just seems like Mitchell may not have had that gear left anymore.
How are you going to remember Carson Steele's time in Kansas City?
Crocky J, for the most part. I was pretty impressed. I think it was the 3rd preseason. It was the Lions preseason game last year. He had a great pass pro rep that I wrote an entire story about because that's the headspace I was in at the time. So I'll remember him as good vibes, nice special teams, fun story. Not necessarily the guy you want getting 15 touches a game. I'm not sure it's over. I'm not sure it's over yet, Carrington. I'm holding out hope. Again, if he's not on the practice squad, my month is ruined. So give me a little more Crocky J just on the practice squad. He can be a game day call up if you need a little special teams help, or if Kareem Hunt gets hurt, then he's in the mix. Don't you shut the door on Carson Steele so fast.
I mean, I've shut the door on Carson Steele. If you can't make it in this running back room, there might not be a running back room in the entire National Football League that is a fit for you. I mean, it wasn't Linsanity, but man, it was our Kansas City version. We spent time talking about his personal life, how he grew up, his pet, and all of these things. He played 1 game for the Chiefs. He played that 2nd game against the Falcons. He fumbled, and we have never heard from Carson Steele ever again.
I don't know why I can't have a Jeremy Lin. I don't understand why I can't have that.
You know what? I want that for you. I just don't think that player is going to be Carson Steele.
That's fine. I don't know who else is going to be on my right now. It might just be Gardner Minshew, but I obviously don't want him forced into action here. So, yeah, I mean, I will remember Carson Steele every time I look at my framed Carson Steele jersey that I have on every wall in my home.
Let's fast forward to week 4 of the NFL season. Do you think that Kingsley Suamati is still starting for the Kansas City Chiefs?
Ooh, fun question. Yeah, I think so. But that's not where I thought you were going. I was thinking, week 4, I've got the Rashee Rice case around there somewhere. I think he will be but you can hear the hesitance a little bit. I think it's really fascinating that Jalen Moore never took a rep at guard in the preseason. Every snap he took, check my notes, but every snap that Jalen Moore took this year was at right tackle in particular, being there in the realm for Juwan Taylor to be spelled if necessary. And obviously, if Josh Simmons gets hurt, he's going to be the first guy up at left tackle. I don't think I'm as interested in seeing Mike Caliendo at left guard as I was at seeing what Jalen Moore could do there. So I think Kingsley gets a longer leash this year, but obviously I'm saying that after he got 2.5 games basically last season, and then by week 3 it was over, or by week 4 it was over. No, it was 3. It was 2.5 games, a game and a half, and then by week 3 it was
yeah,
done.
then he was out of here. Yeah. I'll ask you this: week 1 of the NFL season, is McCole Hardman on the team or on the practice squad?
I was just thinking about this, and obviously he got cut. You have the whole Derek Nottie thing. McCole Hardman did this last year. Here's what I'll say: I think a practice squad spot makes a lot of sense, but do you like him more than the upside of Jason Brownlee? Probably. The one thing the one person right now who's got to be a little bit spooked is Nico Armigio, because if you were to say, hey, I know Nico's not doing much on the offensive side, but we really like what he brings in the return game, I'd ask you back, who would you rather have back for a return, McCole Hardman or Nico Armigio? And Hardman still has the top end speed there, and we've seen him do that quite a bit without a ton of huge mistakes, some questionable fielding decisions on a punt here or there. But if you think that Nico's making it as the 7th receiver right now and thinking that he'll have to be available as a receiver when Rashee Rice gets hurt, or when Rashee Rice eventually gets suspended, I think he'd make a pretty good argument for McCole Hardman knowing more in the offense, being able to do more offensively, and being a roughly equivalent returner. I think that's at least on the table.
That is our guy, Joshua Briscoe, joining us on the show today. Josh, man, we look forward to having you pop on during the football season, my man.
Happy to do it again. I'll get you a long printout of all of my official titles by the next time we do this.
I appreciate that. Looking forward to it. That's our guy, Joshua Briscoe, joining us on the show today. Really happy to catch up with him and get his thoughts on the Chiefs, as we are all waiting to see what their 53-man roster looks like. Coming up on the other side, Travis Kelce announced his engagement today. He also announced something else, too. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Hey, it's Lucas Ursig from the Kansas City Royals. You're listening to The Drive with CDOT on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Listen up, folks. It's finally here. Futures Day is happening right now on FanDuel. What's Futures Day? It's 24 hours of boosts, bonuses, and bragging rights on all your football picks this season. Today only, all customers get an instant bonus on any football futures bet. So if you want to place that bet on your favorite over-under, today is the day to do it. If you want to parlay all 8 division winners, you can do that. Or if you just want to copy my picks from the show, I'm not mad at that. You can do that as well. Whatever your game is, make sure you play it how you want to over on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. And also make sure to check back in the app every 3 hours for special flash deals on football futures. So if you think you know what's going to go down this season, then today is the day to prove it and put your money where your mouth is. Head over today to claim all your Futures Day promos and lock in your picks. And remember, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and President, Kansas. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement. Kansas Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Getting help is your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Chiefs Kingdom, are we ready to play? It's time for the Chiefs Kingdom scratch ticket, only from the Kansas Lottery. You could win up to $75,000 instantly, with even more ways to win exclusive, one-of-a-kind Kansas City Chiefs experiences through the Play On app. Play the Kansas Lottery Chiefs Kingdom scratch ticket today. See KSLottery.com for details.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with cherry berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O Rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of select Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil in-store or online.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Debris in the road, center lane block, 70 westbound at Paseo, and a crash, 71 southbound just past 75th, left lane blocked from the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Hey, this is Patrick Mahomes. Catch me every Tuesday with CDOT at 3:15, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
All right. Congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. They announced earlier today that they are engaged. I'm just guessing. I don't know this. I think they've been engaged for a couple of weeks and just simply told us now that they are engaged. It's their life. It's their business. They are allowed to do whatever they want. I'm guessing they were engaged when she went on New Heights a couple of weeks ago, and they just decided to roll it out and tell us today. Good for them. You guys know that this was also Travis Kelce confirming that he is going to retire at the end of the season, right? I mean, let's play this thing out. Travis Kelce this offseason is going to have the biggest wedding since when? Just really think about that. This is the biggest wedding since when? Rob, Jay-Z and Beyonce? I mean, like, We're talking American couple, not royal wedding. Like, when was the last time the two Americans got engaged and married that we think is bigger or close to the level that we are talking about? Travis Kelce is about to do that. He is also in the final year of a contract. We have also seen that Travis Kelce wants to do other things, movies, podcasts, television shows, wants to do other things. I mean, we all see how this is going to play itself out. Travis Kelce is going to play one more season in the league. Taylor will be at every game, as many games as she can be at. They are going to do this year. Next year, they get married. She announces a tour. It sells even more than the most recent tour that she went on. Travis Kelce is there. He supports her as now being a married man. I mean, can't we all see how this plays itself out? Today was the start of the announcement of this is my last season. I don't think he says it during the course of the season, but the writing is on the wall. It's been on the wall for a very, very long time that this is the case. Travis plays one more year. She plays the supportive fiance. You get to be in that club for one more year. She clearly likes and enjoys going to games and everything that comes with being at a suite at Arrowhead, following the most popular football team in the National Football League. They do that for one more year, and then they move on with their lives together as a married couple. They're planning a wedding. They go on one of the most extravagant honeymoons that we have ever seen before. I mean, that's just obvious to me. That's what I think today was. Today was the start of that. Today is the rollout for them. The last 2 weeks has been a rollout for them. The podcast, the album, the engagement, the album that comes out in a couple of weeks. Like, all of this is a rollout to the finale, the tour, and his retiring, and the everything that comes with it. That's how I see today.
I think when you combine that with the fact that Travis Kelce's been in the league, 13 years? He's going to be in his 13th year. He's 35 years old and plays a taxing position. Like, it's not like he's a kicker, where we've seen players in the league kick late into their career. Like Morton Anderson kicked till he was like 41 or something. He plays a taxing position. I think people were having real questions about his long-term future beyond just this year before this announcement. But this announcement to me made it go from like 85, 90% to 100%. This is Travis Kelce's final year. And I don't think he wants the Kobe, Derek Jeter, whatever, farewell tour. I don't think Travis Kelce wants that, so he's not going to come out and say it. But I think whenever the Chiefs season ends, whether it be the Super Bowl of confetti or they lose Super Bowl, they lose before the Super Bowl, it's going to be as emotional for him as it was for Jason when they lost the Bucs. Where you remember when Jason and the Eagles had gone to Tampa Bay and gotten walloped, by the way, but gotten walloped by the Bucs in the wild card round. At the end of the game, you could see Jason Kelce. I think he was talking to his parents. He was talking to his wife. His kids were there. You could tell he was distraught. And it wasn't just, hey, you lost a tough playoff game to a Buccaneers team. It was, oh, it's over. I think you're going to see that level of emotion at some point this season from Travis Kelce, because this is the end of the line. And I think if the Chiefs had achieved history last year with the three-peat, it may have already been the end of the line. But this feels like a farewell tour without saying you're on a farewell tour.
Someone on the text line says, I like the Swift news, but it's cut day. Tell us who our team is. We don't know the cuts yet. I'm happy to give you the news once we know it. There ain't no news yet. We're all sitting here waiting to find out. I find cut day to be very uneventful for the Chiefs. You know their roster. Their team's the same. I'm sorry. Their team's the same. If you watch the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, I'm telling you, you are not going to be. They don't have many plot twists coming up next Friday in Brazil. You know the Chiefs, backwards and forwards. This was a run it back kind of year when it comes to. I think that the average fan knows the two deep right now for the Chiefs. Like, it's the same team you've been watching for the last handful of seasons or so. So I'm more than happy to get through the 53-man roster when we get it. We just don't have it yet. But at this point, to me, there's only one or two positions that I think are possibly up for grabs on this team. I think everything else is just kind of locked in with this team. This team had an incredibly high retention rate this year. They kept a lot of players from last year. They brought back a lot of players from last year. There's not a lot of turnover with this Chiefs team. I think we'll get that answer coming up here in just a little bit. Back to what we were talking about. Someone says you could argue Jeff Bezos was the biggest, most recent wedding. I mean, it certainly was. I think what just makes this difference is people feel a closeness to both of them. Maybe I'm wrong on this. I don't know Jeff Bezos' wife's name. You know who he's married to, Rob? I do not know her name.
Is it Lauren?
I think so.
I don't know her last name. Bezos. Lauren Bezos.
I don't know what she does. I don't know any of this. I just think this is part of why I think this is such a big deal. You guys all have a favorite musician. You feel a different level of closeness to a musician. You consume their music, you know it, you can relate to it. It feels like Taylor Swift's music is about finding love and failed relationships. So if you are a woman, if you are a fan, you've been listening to her talk about this for 15 years. She has been singing this love story. You belong to me. She's been singing about this her entire career. She found love today. She found it. You're happy for it. Good. Congratulations. That's where I just think this is very different. Now, yeah, the Bezos wedding, it's going to be bigger, grandiose. I mean, Jeff Bezos, one of the 10 most wealthy people in America. That's not what this is. This is the most popular American superstar, and she is in a relationship with one of the 5 most popular NFL players. There's just not that many comparisons that we have. Again, we're talking Jay-Z, Beyonce, Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively. It's one of those kinds. But I would just say 2 much more famous people than Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. That's why I think this really, really just resonates with so many people, different than some of those other possible news stories. Can we take a quick detour from sports for just a little bit, and then I promise you we'll come back. Rob, do you have a certain airline that you usually fly? Because I would say I'm a Southwest individual. I kind of like Southwest. I like the bags fly free. I liked that. I also like that you get free iMessage when you're on there. I don't need to have free Wi-Fi. As long as I can still text and talk to people, I kind of like Southwest. That's what I usually fly. Have we ever seen a company just make bad decision after bad decision more over the last 12 months in Southwest? You changed the bags fly free. Now you're getting rid of the open seating. You're just not the Southwest that I grew up. Have you heard this most recent news story? Rob, I didn't even play this for you because I wanted you to hear it live and I want you to get your reaction. Have you heard the new rule that they're implementing in Southwest? Listen to this.
Southwest is changing another longstanding policy. So starting in January, the airline will require passengers who encroach upon the neighboring seat to buy an additional ticket, which may not be refunded. Now, previously, you could either pay the cost of an extra seat in advance and later get a refund, or show up at the airport and request an extra seat at no charge. So now the second seat will only be refundable if the flight takes off with at least one open seat and both are in the same fare class. Advocacy groups for overweight people calls the changes devastating since they raised costs.
Southwest. Who approved this? I'm not laughing. I'm really not laughing. It's just, how? Why? What made you think this was a good idea? This is my question. I'm asking this honestly. I'm really not trying to make fun of it. I'm really not trying to make light of it. Who determines if you're big enough or small enough that you need the extra seat? I'm honest. How do we determine whether or not you need this or not? How do we determine who qualifies in this scenario? It seems like there's way more questions than answers. This seems way more problematic than helpful in this. I don't know how you can think this is a good plan if you're Southwest. I just don't know how you can think this. I mean, someone gets paid millions of dollars that came up with this plan. I'm going to tell you in 2025, that's just not going to go over very well with people. I can't believe you would do something like this. This is a ridiculous story.
I agree this is a ridiculous story. I mean, the woman in the report said it's an idea of if you encroach on someone, who gets to pick if you've been encroaching on someone? Is it the person being encroached on, the encroacher? Is the stewardess come over, the flight attendant, and say, okay, that's encroachment. We're going to charge you a second seat. There's so many problems. Southwest felt like the airline we all loved for the cheapness, the bags fly free, the open seating, and I didn't even know this was a thing they weren't doing in the past, but I liked they weren't doing that in the past either. And it just feels like the last 12 months, Southwest was like, hey, we know we're popular. We know people love to fly with us. Let's screw it up as fast as we can. What are they doing?
This just feels like, I mean, I can already see into the future. Someone's going to sue you for this and more than likely win.
Fast. You're going to get sued fast.
Like, I don't, it's just one of those things when, I mean, I know how these ideas come together. I've assumed their job is like everybody's job. You got a group of really important people. You sit around and you guys throw out ideas, you know? People are just, hey, what if we do this? What if we do this? When someone says this idea out loud, nobody said, hey, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if that's going to work for the rest of us. I don't know. Some people on the text line is very, very split. This is an absolutely needed and necessary move by Southwest. I'm just simply asking, I don't know how you're going to determine whether or not this works or it doesn't work, and who is going to be the determining factor of this. So when you just buy a plane ticket, like right now you go on the app, I want to go to Vegas tomorrow, boom, you just buy it. Do you have to like put how much you weigh in before you buy the one ticket? And then when you go there and then they see you, do they then say, you actually need to buy another ticket? Like tell me how you can implement this and how you think this is going to work. Because I'm guessing it's going to cause way more problems than it is going to solve solutions.
It just feels like there's like, even if it works out perfectly and everyone's like, wow, what a successful rollout of this plan. It's like, it's all of it. It's not just the one thing today, which the text line is split on. It's all of them. It's the bags fly free, gone, which we all loved bags fly free. It's the open seating, which I will say I kind of hated people sprinted to the gate, like to rush ahead and be like, look at me, or, you know, you couldn't really log in to check into your flight. But again, we liked it, and they're getting rid of that. It just felt like the things that made Southwest the leader in the clubhouse, they were like, we don't want those anymore. Like, we want to be on even playing field with Delta and American. That's what we'd really prefer.
Yeah, no, I will say, though, when that check-in thing, it did kind of feel like the Hunger Games. You had to be quick.
100%.
You had to be quick on there.
And by the way, I think it doesn't matter now because they changed it. I think it was rigged. And my flight's at 5. At 4:59, I open the app, I hit refresh, check in, boom, boom. It is 5:01 and 3 seconds at the top of the hour. You're B36. How? I logged in exactly at 5. It felt like a rigged game from the jump, but it was very Hunger Games-ish.
Someone on the text lines. I'm trying not to laugh at this because it's not funny. I can't believe someone thinks this is a good deal. Someone on the text line says, I just told you how it's going to work. You're going to put your bags on a scale and then you're going to jump on the scale. Okay, I think you're joking, but okay. What if you just decline? What if you just say no? Like, what's going to then happen in that scenario? We all see enough social media videos of people who get very confrontational with the person that's working the gate. This seems to me like, man, we're putting a lot of stress on this guy that makes $24 an hour to now you got to make all these determinations and then you got to deal with the person that then paid for one ticket down their trip to Miami. You now got to tell that person, hey, you a little bit too big. Come over here and step on this scale. Wait, you weigh too much. Now we got to charge you 2 tickets. I'm just going to guess that not everybody is going to handle that news very, very well, and that's just going to cause a problem, is what I'm telling you. It's going to cause an issue. It's not good.
I mean, it's an honest to God terrible idea. Like there's nothing about it that screams, you know what, you're really on to something here. I'm actually surprised even people on the text line who are applauding this behavior.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised too. Coming up at the top of the hour, we are waiting to see when the Chiefs are going to make their announcement about their 53-man roster. It could be at any point. I mean, the roster is done. I just want to be clear there. You had to turn your roster in.
The NFL has the roster.
Yeah, so the NFL has the roster. We are simply just waiting to see what that roster looks like for the Kansas City Chiefs. We are also waiting to see if Micah Parsons is going to sign a long-term agreement with the Cowboys. Adam Schefter says they are not close.
Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were not close to a deal, and they figured something out. If both of those sides can figure something out, that gives me some hope that there's a solution in there somehow for Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys. That's the upside. The downside is where they're currently at. They're currently in a state where the two sides have had absolutely zero discussions about a new deal since Jerry and Micah had their off-season meetings in late March, early April.
You know what? One thing that I have felt the last couple of days as I am wrapping up and finishing up this Cowboys documentary is, man, I'm so glad that's not the Chiefs. Like, in some ways, I would say the Chiefs are kind of boring as a dynasty. You know, when you think about the last handful of dynasties that you've had in the NFL, the Cowboys was a dynasty. They had a crack house. Like, legitimately, they had it. Their owner / general manager and their head coach at the end hated each other. And for the longest time, Jerry would not put Jimmy Johnson in the Cowboys Ring of Honor, even though they won 2 Super Bowls, because they both wanted credit for the success. You guys know how I wish we could go back in time, and I wish we could mark the amount of hours on media that we spent arguing who's more important for the Patriots dynasty. Is it Belichick or Brady? We've never had that argument in Kansas City. Not one time have we done that. Everybody seems to like everybody in Kansas City. I don't want to make it seem like the Chiefs never have any controversies. Sure, they've had some. Tyreek Hill was a controversy. Rashee Rice, sure. Yeah, it hasn't been perfect all the time. But when you think about dynasties recently and some of the issues that pop up with the football team, and the Chiefs are just kind of boring when you compare them to all of those other teams. I also, to bring it more to present day, I'm happy the Chiefs are no longer in the middle of this. Everybody's happy right now. Maybe Trent McDuffie is unhappy with his contract, and I'm guessing that Trent McDuffie ain't getting a new contract this offseason. Like, there's been no reason to think that Trent McDuffie is going to sign a long-term agreement in the next 3-4 days for the Chiefs. And once they get on that plane to Brazil, that conversation is over. You ain't signing a contract in week 2 of the NFL season. Everybody right now is on the same page. It's good in the kingdom. Everything is good in the kingdom. The quarterback's 100% healthy. Isaiah Pacheco is healthy for the first time since last September. We believe that Rashee Rice is going to play in week 1. Everything is good right now in Kansas City. Nobody is holding out. Nobody is unhappy about the money. They don't have any drama. Everything is good right now. Sometimes you just got to enjoy it. I know some of you know this as a parent. You have those moments where you sit down and you got a beer in your hand and you got a glass of wine and you realize that you don't got nothing to do and the house is quiet. You can do whatever you want right now. Turn on Netflix, go to bed early, whatever you want to do. It's just peaceful right now. You got the house to yourself. That's how I think Chiefs fans should feel right now. Everything is good. I'm not worried about the 53-man roster. You know what? I know they're 35-man roster, and that's all that really matters when it comes to this team. You know who the starters are. You know the 2 deep. All of those major questions are answered for the Kansas City Chiefs. You got no injury concerns right now. You got no contract concerns right now. I just want you to sit back, and I just want you to enjoy the peacefulness that you have right now as being a Chiefs fan. Coming up on the other side, I didn't think about this in regards to Rashee Rice, but it's possible. I'll explain. Keep it right here. So drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
For the first time in a long time, I'm willing to dream that this can be a special season for the Missouri Tigers.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan.
Summer is here, and that means longer days and warm nights, rooftop dinners, spontaneous getaways, vacation season, and romance is in the air. But if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, all that excitement, it can feel like pressure and like you're missing out on something. Well, look, you're not alone. And more importantly, there's help that's out there, especially with my friends over at Heartland Men's Health. They specialize in ED treatments that work even when the pills and the herbals don't, with a success rate of over 90%. Some guys even last an hour or more. Summer should feel unforgettable, romantic, confident, not stressful. If your sex life is just good enough, then why should you settle? Your first visit is just $99, including a full medical consult, testosterone, and a PSA test. And if medically advised, a test dose. And if it doesn't work right there in the office, then your visit is on the house. Visit the website, heartlandmenshealth.com. With offices in Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City, you can get back in action as soon as tomorrow. Don't let ED steal your summer away. Reclaim it, and you can do that with Heartland Men's Health.
Here is your Game of the Week, presented by Hyundai. Football is back, and we're getting some of the best matchups of the season in Week 1, where powerhouse programs will meet. A battle of tigers will take place when the number 9 team in the country takes a road trip to meet the number 4 team in Clemson. Another battle of top 10 teams will take place the same weekend when the number 6 team heads into Miami to face off against number 10. With new rosters and new coaches, anything could happen in the exciting opening weekend of college football. Get into the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event and get away with a deal so right it almost feels wrong, because right now you can get huge savings on our most popular models, including our adventure-ready SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe and Santa Fe hybrid models, or go all electric and choose from America's best awarded EV lineup, like the breakthrough Ioniq 5 or Ioniq 6. So get down to your local Hyundai dealer and get away with a great deal, only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Visit HyundaiUSA.com for details.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob!
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit umgc.edu to get started. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
It's the summer sales event at Robside Ford. Your chance to upgrade without the stress. Robside joins me now. Rob, what's the offer?
0% financing, $0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on nearly the entire Ford lineup.
That's a serious summer deal.
Sure is. And unlike your brisket last weekend, these deals aren't dry.
Okay, that's fair. These savings are definitely juicy.
And we're backing it up with 2 years of complimentary maintenance, a non-commissioned sales team, and top trade-in values.
No pressure. No gimmicks at Robside Ford. The way car buying should be.
We're Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. 4.8 stars, nearly 3,000 Google reviews, and a better experience from start to finish.
So skip the smoke and the dry meat. This summer, start at Robside Ford.
135th and State Line or robsight.com. 0% financing, $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance.
Robside Ford. Buy right. Drive happy. And next time, maybe stick to potato salad.
Want to see the 2015 World Champion Royals swing it again? Come out to Home Run Derby X at Kauffman Stadium for a reunion on September 13th. Eric Hosmer, Mike Moustakas, Alex Gordon, Ben Zobrist, and Lorenzo Cain take their cuts against reps from the Blue Jays and the Mets. Come join the action for a night of massive dingers, slick defense, and target-smashing thrill. You don't want to miss it. Get your tickets now at MLB.com/HRDXKC. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Park & Go, the best deals on airport parking.
Don't fumble your airport parking. Score big with Park & Go. All covered parking, fast and free shuttles, and open 24/7. For the best deals in airport parking, reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family owned and fan approved.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. New crash down south, 470 eastbound just past Raytown, left lane blocked. Also a stall in the right lane, 435 eastbound past Knoll. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center, I'm Val, 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the drive. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to the top story of the day in Kansas City. top story right now in the country. Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, they are engaged to be married. I don't know if you guys saw the picture or not, but Travis Kelce, the ring you picked out, great choice. It was very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, we all wanted to know. We all wanted to see. I'm telling you, I was like, hey, man, I don't know. I don't know I don't know how the Chiefs paying you, but that's great job by you. We'll talk more about that coming up at the top of the hour. We are also waiting to see what the 53-man roster looks like for the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to have it turned in by 3 o'clock. You can announce it whenever you want. So we're all waiting to see what the final cut down looks like for the Kansas City Chiefs. When we have that, we certainly will pass it to you. I assume the Chiefs are kind of doing some stuff on the back end. We'll see who they'll pick up on waivers. We'll see who they want to try to designate for the practice squad. We'll see if they made a trade for somebody. There's certainly a lot of moves that are going to happen. And the thing we all know is that the roster is a very fluid situation. Guys get hurt. You bring guys in to work out. I mean, that bottom 5 to 10, sure, it's great to make the team and you want to be part of that 53-man roster. I think we all know, hey, there's about 35 guys to 40 guys that are 100% on the team. The rest of y'all, hey, I don't know. Like, I'm not 100% certain. So you obviously got to continue to fight to keep your roster spot once they actually get announced. We'll get to that coming up in just a bit. Rob, I did not think of this. I saw someone post this. I can't remember who it was. I would give them credit if I remembered originally who it was. But the Rashee Rice news sounds like the biggest 5 o'clock Friday before Labor Day news dump that we have ever seen. Does it not? Especially if they reach the agreement between the two sides. So if you guys remember, and I'll pull up the audio here, I mean, they can just agree right now on a suspension. They have a date for the sit down. That is September 30th. But right now, the NFL can tell Rashee Rice, we think you should be suspended 5 games. The players or Rashee Rice's side could simply agree and say yes, and tomorrow they could just announce when his suspension would be. If they don't announce it before Friday of this week, then I think he is at least going to play for week 1, and then we can possibly see what can happen from there. But that sounds like the absolute biggest possible news dump that we can talk about. Here is Adam Schefter from last week. Here is what he is reporting. This was less than a week ago on Rashee Rice.
My understanding is initially the NFL would have liked to suspend Rashee Rice for 8 games. Wow. 8 games. Now, that doesn't mean a whole lot to me because it's sort of like in a negotiation. Somebody could ask for $1 million a year, and the price is going to come in at $500,000. So it doesn't necessarily mean a lot where you start out. But I think the league was of the mind right away that it would be 8 games. And I think if we look at the collective bargaining agreement, the baseline suspension for a personal conduct policy violation is 6 games. And I'm sure Rashee Rice would probably like it to be 3 or 4 games. So if we have the league at 8 and the player, let's just say, willing to take 4 and the baseline 6, where do you think it's going to come out, especially when the PA is sifting through its issues and the league wants to exercise its power? Where do you think it's going to come in? Because that's where it's been this summer.
I think that is the biggest part about this story that no one is discussing, where he mentions right there in the NFL Players Association. Now, we don't have to get into all of it because we would just spend the rest of our time today talking about all of the problems that the NFLPA has right now. They don't have a leader. Is this the best time for the NFLPA to get into a fight with Roger Goodell and or the owners? They are not operating from a position of strength. And if you right now are the one player in the league that is waiting to find out what your suspension is, and you think that the NFL might be a little bit heavy-handed, that's not really the position that you want to be in. So if you were telling me they are offering 8, you want 4, then just split the difference. We all have been in these kind of negotiations. You got tickets. There were $300 a piece. The person wants to pay you $200 a piece. Well, let's find a number in between $200 and $300 that we both can live with. You go to the concert, you go to the show, I get my money, and then we can all move on. This seems like such a simple issue to me. Now, I understand that you agreeing to take on those extra 2 games is money out of your pocket. But if there is a disagreement right now between the players and or the NFL/owner/ Roger Goodell, what makes you think that's a fight Rashee Rice is going to win? What fight? What with what? And how? Especially when you've pled guilty to felonies. I would just take the 6-game suspension and let's just get it done at the very beginning of the season. Let's just get it done from week 1. Tell me that doesn't sound like a Friday at 4 o'clock news dump. It misses all of the conversation, all the big national shows. This is not a talking point on Tuesday when everybody gets back to work. There's going to be big-time, major college football. Arch Manning makes his debut. Bill Belichick makes his debut. All of these things that happen in college football. We will be 2 days out from Cowboys and Eagles. Micah Parsons will either have not signed or, at that point, if you haven't practiced or participated with the Cowboys by Tuesday of next week, you are not playing in Thursday's football game. If there is ever a time for the NFL to make an announcement on Rashee Rice, it's Friday of this week. Is it not, Rob?
I think that would make sense for a news dump, but I don't think that's coming. I think the fact they're far apart and there is no PA, I mean, there is a PA, like it exists, but it's in turmoil, makes me think this thing is going to go to September 30th. I also would say if we start playing football games, if it's even the week 1 Thursday and we don't have a solution to this, we are going to September 30th. And just the clock is now on the side of people like me who think it's going to September 30th. Like, if you're not getting it done this week, are you getting it done next week when football started? Probably not. You get it done the week after that? Probably not. You have a date on the books and you're under 10 days, 15 days away from going. Why would you change the date? It feels like the clock is not on the Chiefs or Rashee Rice side, and it feels like we're going to get a September 30th judgment, which I've said before on this show is probably the worst possible on the field outcome for the Chiefs because the thing gets slow played and a suspension is coming, and then the win becomes a massive question.
Yeah, I guess we're all waiting on the win and how long. This feels good to make this analogy. I don't think we've ever made a Bad Santa analogy on this show. You remember in the first Bad Santa where Bernie Mac figures out the scheme, and then Billy Bob Thornton is accomplished. They're arguing on what the split should be. And every time they say a number, Bernie Mac just keeps saying half. Every time he says, well, how about 30%, 35%? They keep saying half. Like in this, I don't really know how Rashee Rice and his side win this argument. How long are you prepared to fight this thing? Who are you taking it to? You're taking it to a third person. I think at a minimum, she gives you 6 games. At a minimum, I think she gives you 6. You violated the league's personal player conduct policy. So that's a 6-game suspension. That's the same suspension she was going to give Deshaun Watson. I think at a minimum, that's the same suspension she gives you. What if you get more than that? I'm telling you right now, there's no way if you're Rashee Rice, you think you're getting less than 4. I don't know how or what basis you think it is. You also got to think that the NFL, they really think you should be suspended. If they really think you should be suspended, they're not letting you get off with 1 or 2 games or 3 games. So the number is somewhere between 5 to 7 that I'd be willing to accept if I'm Rashee Rice. If you're telling me you want 4 and they want 8 and they are not accepting that you are going to take a 4-game suspension, you got to find a number somewhere in between 5 and 7 that you can live with and just get this out of the way. And a Friday news dump coming up in a couple of days that at 5:02, we just get a tweet from Adam Schefter that the league and Rashee Rice have agreed to the terms of his suspension. It does feel like a possibility of something that could happen later in the week. Coming up on the other side, we'll get to the top stories of the day in Kansas City. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, they're getting married. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, your home for the best food takes in KC.
Regular old American nachos. You know, I don't need jalapenos with mine, just chips, cheese.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5 The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Conley Plumbing Solutions. New problem downtown. It's a crash. 35 northbound on the ramp to 670 eastbound. 2 left lanes are blocked. Shawnee, a crash. 35 northbound just past Johnson in the left lane. From the Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric Traffic Center on Val 96.5 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get a bottle of Seafoam motor treatment for just $8.99 and receive 5 times O Rewards points with the purchase at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If your end of summer plans don't include a trip to Macy's, then you're missing out because our Labor Day sale has huge savings to wrap up the season in style. Like dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and INC, 100 and under. Plus, just what you need for fall. Like Levi's for your whole crew, 30 to 40% off. It's also the best time to update your home with our lowest prices of the season on furniture, mattresses, and more. Hurry in. Macy's Labor Day sale starts tomorrow. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Back to school is on the brain. That means new notebooks, pencils, new everything. And while the kids are getting ready to get book smart, it's time for you to save smart with Straight Talk Wireless. Switch now and get a free Moto G 2025 with 5G when you activate select plans. Now that's a smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of gold unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Hey, baseball fans, want to boost the odds on your next MLB parlay? Take the field with a Parlay Boost token from BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Log into your BetMGM account to receive your token. Then, place a parlay on any MLB game and apply the token. Just make sure to bet up to the minimum stake, odds, and legs specified on the token. If your boosted parlay hits, you'll score a bigger payout. Feeling good about your MLB parlay? Step up to the plate for your chance to score. Claim your MLB Parlay Boost token today. Join the excitement all season long with BetMGM. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck?
Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for client betrayal and endorsement. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Give me one good reason why I should call DM Law.
How about 3 great reasons? 1, it's easy. 2, it's fast. 3, the results.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Have you watched Die Royal Decree? How about Chiefs Take Tuesday? Or would you rather Wednesday? Follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for exclusive video content, giveaways, and behind-the-scenes action. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
There's so much to talk about in these next 25 minutes of the show. Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Rob, I have a quick question to ask of you, and then I'll go into a spiel about who knows what. I'm going to see Lil Wayne tonight. You like Lil Wayne? When you think of Lil Wayne, what's the song that comes to your mind? You seem like a lollipop individual. Like we were in college when this came out.
I feel like lollipop is an offensive answer because that's what the most generic answer is.
I'm just asking. You just seem like you like lollipop.
The answer is
a Millie or something. I don't know.
A Millie would have been on the list. Definitely Mrs. Officer.
What? Let me get this straight. You were offended that I said you like lollipop, and then you named the second most popular song off the album. Okay, all right, my bad. I apologize.
But Lil Wayne's in town tonight?
He is. Yeah, he is.
There was like a time in that was a huge deal. Now it's just
not a huge deal anymore.
It's not
He's coming
a huge
to Kansas
deal.
on a Tuesday in August. No, I will be there today.
I don't even know where. Is it T-Mobile?
Yeah, he will be there. You want to go?
So it's a bigger
you
deal
see
than
him
I thought.
Tyga?
All I know about Tyga used to have a song I used to know. What was the one like in 2010?
He has a bunch.
Doesn't matter. Didn't he date one of the Kardashians?
Yes.
That's how I know Tyga. Rack City. He did Rack City.
He did do Rack City.
Oh, but you didn't know that.
Okay, I'm just asking. That's why I'm asking. That's why I wanted to kick off the 5 o'clock hour. I just wanted to ask you if you knew a little bit about Lil Wayne. I was curious. I remember last year you were very mad that he didn't get the Super Bowl opportunity, so I figured you would be going today. I figured that you would be there. All right, we have a lot of things to get into. There's no more time for joking in the show. Let's start with story number 1. I want to tell you the story about a man who didn't give up. I want to tell you the story about a man who set his eyes on a prize and did not stop until the goal was reached. I want to tell you the story about a man named Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce went to a concert. Little did he know that concert was about to change his life.
If you're up on Taylor Swift concerts, there are friendship bracelets, and I received a bunch of them being there, but I wanted to give Taylor Swift one with my number on it. Not right now.
Your number's in 87 or your phone number?
You know which one. She doesn't meet anybody, or at least she didn't want to meet me, so I took a personal.
She probably just hasn't gotten over the Super Bowl yet. She's a big Eagles fan. Maybe she just made something up and just didn't want to talk to you.
Damn it.
That was Travis Kelce, not knowing that little comment that was set was about to change his life. Just think about this. You're a popular NFL player, but maybe Taylor Swift wasn't really checking for you, didn't really know too much about you. But you know what? One of her friends sends this to her phone, and she starts giggling with her friends. You know how the ladies act. He's kind of cute. All of a sudden, she thinks you're kind of funny. I mean, you got 2 very important bags checked. You're cute, and you're a little funny. All right, you know what? Now she's giving you an opportunity. You never thought you would be here. Next thing you know, you're on a date with the most famous woman in America. Fast forward, now she's coming to your games. Not just one game, she went to multiple games. I admit, I'm one of the people that thought their relationship was fake in the very beginning. I thought it was a rollout for a movie. I thought it was a rollout for the tour. I thought it was all fake. And then she was here on a Thursday night football game to watch the Chiefs play the Broncos. You gotta be in love if you were watching Russell Wilson play quarterback for the Denver Broncos against the Chiefs on a Thursday night game. That's when I knew it was real. And you know what? This all started with the man who shot his shot. That's the real message in all of this. Your queen, your wife, could just be one direct message away. Just one, hey, how's it going, could change your life. That was just a little offhand comment on a podcast. That comment just could have fell into the ether. It could have just evaporated. But you know what? You took a shot. You let Taylor Swift know, hey, I want to meet you. Now you're the subject of her group chats. The girls have been talking about you. Her homegirl, she suggested that she should go on a date with you. And now you got a shot. Now you got to come through. You got to perform at a high level. If there's one thing we know about Travis Kelce, he always shows up when the stage is the biggest. Now, that was his side of the story. Hey, I went to the Eras tour. I don't even think he went with anybody. He was the third wheel for for Brittany and Patrick. And little did you know, you showed up to that concert single and you left with the fiance.
Did you give the friendship bracelets, or was that just on the podcast? Like,
I've never seen the original.
They didn't leave the stadium because I was butthurt, Jason.
He threw a tantrum. He threw a man tantrum.
He's out of here.
It's so funny.
My plan is ruined.
It was really more it was like the romantic gesture of it.
Fair enough.
Of the whole thing.
I had her at butthurt.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I was like, I haven't heard that since 7th grade. That's a throwback. But it was also kind of like, we live in this day and age where it's like the most romantic gesture that anybody makes towards a girl is usually like their picture, DM them, whatever. And that's absolutely a romantic gesture in itself. But this kind of felt more like I was in an 80s John Hughes movie and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox, just being like, I want to date you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on a date with me? I made you a friendship bracelet. Do you want to date me?
Just come outside and meet me. Just meet me once. Just give me a chance.
So I was like, if this guy isn't crazy, which is a big if, but if he's not crazy, then like this is basically like every song I've ever written since I was a teenager come to life.
Sometimes it takes a little bit of crazy to change the world. I'm telling you, one day somebody had an idea of what if your cell phone had no buttons. That was a wild idea. You guys remember what cell phones were like back then? Rob, you remember T9 texting back in the day? Thumbs going to overdrive. One day somebody had the idea, what if your phone didn't have any buttons? What if you could combine your iPod and your camera and your phone into one device? No, you can't do that. Change the world. There was a time where people didn't think that we would play video games in our house. They thought it was dead. And you know what? Nintendo said that's not true. And they created Mario. I'm here telling you that Travis Kelce is one of those individuals, a man who refused to accept no, a man who overcame the obstacles, a man who rose above it. And now he is engaged to be married to the most famous human being on earth. Congratulations, Travis. I'm here to tell you that I'm pulling for you. I'm here to tell you that the drive is pulling for you and your family and now your fiance. Now, Rob, let me ask you this and we'll move on. How do you think they're handling this? Do you think she's going hyphen? Is this going to be like Beyonce Knowles Carter? Is she now going to be Travis Swift Kelce? I'm telling you this, if I was Travis, I'd be open to changing my last name. If that's what I got to do to make you happy, babe, that's what I'll do. I'll be Travis Swift if that's what you need me to be. I mean, you're the breadwinner. I'm cool with doing that if that makes you happy. I think she's going hyphen. I think at some point next year, we're going to start calling her. She's going to be Travis Swift Kelce, just like Beyonce Knowles Carter.
I think you're right. I think she is going to be hyphenated. But, and I was talking to people in the office about this, it's also possible that she could keep Taylor Swift as a stage name and then behind the scenes, like on her ID, like when she has to, I guess she'll never fly, regular again. But if she ever gets pulled over for whatever reason, her, government issued license might say Taylor Kelce, but on stage, she will always be Taylor Swift. She has that ability because she has built a persona. So I do think hyphen is coming, but it wouldn't shock me if the real answer is one thing, but the answer we know is the other thing.
Good luck for them. That's it. That's all I have. I just have good luck for them. I hope a long, happy marriage and life. I hope that we get baby Kelce at some point. I just want those two people to be happy. And I imagine a lot of you also want that as well. Let's get to the Kansas City Chiefs. I have two thoughts about the 53-man roster that we are still waiting for. For the most part, it doesn't matter. Now, I know some of you are really excited about the 53-man roster, and I would say one of the great things about the NFL is somehow they have got the American public to really care about things that don't matter. The American public watches preseason football. They are paying you to watch them practice, and people get really, really into it. Like, people get excited about the Hall of Fame game. Their ability to do that, no other company in America has that kind of hold over the rest of us, that you are paying to watch football practice and really excited about it. Also, the 53-man roster, they found a way to get you really excited about the 49th guy on the roster, where if that guy gets into the game or is a major contributor, something either went incredibly right or something went terribly wrong. So I'm not big on the 53-man roster, especially not for a team like Kansas City that has such little turnover. You know how on Sunday Night Football, when they name the starters and they like Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech University. Right now, if I handed you a sheet of paper and I said, for their Friday game, because I believe that game, it's on NBC's broadcast. I don't know who it is. When they do their starting lineups, you'll be able to get the 22 people. Like, you'll be able to know. And that's all that really matters when it comes to the Chiefs. So that's number one. The only thing that I am looking forward to is, did Elijah Mitchell make the team? You guys know I've been beating the drum for running back. I wanted the Chiefs to do more at running back. I know you guys tell me that they never run the football, but running the football is kind of important. I want them to do something at running back. I think it is very clear that Elijah Mitchell, if an injury happens, knock on wood, I don't think that Elijah Mitchell is a guy that can really shoulder the load and get the necessary carries for you. Finding that individual is important to me. So I'm really going to keep an eye on, is Elijah Mitchell making the team? Because if they're cutting him, I think that means that they are going to make a move at running back. Whether they're picking up somebody that just hit waivers, or they're going to make a trade where they just do a pick swap. We'll take your 6th, you take our 5th, we'll do a pick swap, and we end up doing that. But I'm keeping an eye on running back. That's one of the few positions that still feel like they're up for grabs. Outside of that, there's nothing else up for grabs on this team. Again, you know the roster. You know everybody that's making this team. I think that Robert Tonyan is making the team. I guess Joshua Williams could end up being cut. If we're looking at in that cornerback room, could they get rid of somebody that you've heard of before? But for the most part, I don't think that many of their cuts are going to surprise you a whole lot. Another thing that I noticed with the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is amazing to me. It is amazing to me how many players that the Chiefs have gotten major contributions from that have tried to leave the nest, so to speak, and they don't work anywhere else. Mecole Hardman has left the Chiefs 2 separate times. He could not get on the field with the Jets. He just got cut by the Green Bay Packers. We think that Mecole Hardman could be their punt returner right now. We think he could be their kick returner right now. He caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl, the last one that they won. He has not worked anywhere else. Tano Passanio, you guys remember that name? Tano Passanio got cut earlier today. Now, he didn't really work in Kansas City, but you get the point that I'm making. Things ain't really gone good for him since he left. MVS got cut earlier today. Remember MVS made a big catch in the AFC Championship game? Yes, got released today. He's looking for a job. He could be on a team's practice squad coming up in a couple of days. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got cut today by the New Orleans Saints. A lot of players that you have heard of that have helped the Chiefs win games, they have recently been released, and they have only worked in their entire NFL career in one place. That's the Chiefs. That's remarkable to me. That's not the way that usually goes. Sometimes when you lose a guy that goes somewhere else and they maybe find themselves, they find success. And the Chiefs have had those kind of guys. Mitch Morse, he was a good player here, just couldn't stay healthy. He went somewhere else. He's had a good career in Buffalo. Charvarius Ward, I don't really think they were going to pay him. San Francisco ended up paying him. He ended up being a Pro Bowl caliber player. So I don't want to make it seem like every player that they have decided to move on from has not worked out. But there aren't many players that the Chiefs have let go of in the last 5 years that you have thought to yourself, they really made a mistake. No, they have not made a mistake. And then even when you think they make a mistake, they just simply bring that person back. Juju left New England, didn't really work out in New England, came right back. Mecole Hardman went to the Jets, didn't really work out, came back, helped the Chiefs. There's just so many of these examples. Derek Nottie was a free agent this offseason. He joined the New York Jets. He was not going to make the team for the Jets. He came back. Everybody in Kansas City is excited. That's a testament to the coach. That's a testament to the quarterback and the infrastructure that they've created as an organization. There's not a lot of teams that will put themselves in that category. Maybe Philadelphia and you. That's it. San Francisco, maybe. Like, there aren't many organizations that you could say, this player only works here. There's not many guys that I think would fit that criteria. Rob, let's spend a little bit of time talking about this. I am not here to kick dirt on the Royals. We're going to hand things off to the Royals here coming up in, 8 minutes. I'm not here to kick dirt on the Royals. I'm telling you that I know the Kansas City sports fan really well. I've spent my entire life being around you. I've spent my entire life listening to you, reading what you have to say. I think I know you guys really well. This is a really important week for keeping the Royals fan interest the rest of the way. I'm going to predict that they lose the series this weekend to the Tigers until proven otherwise. They don't win series against good teams. Yeah, every once in a while. I mean, they are 23-39 against teams that have a winning record right now. Odds suggest they're going to lose this weekend series to the Tigers. You cannot in a week, not with this few time left, not with football right around the corner, you cannot play how they played last night against the White Sox, lose a series to the White Sox, come back home on a holiday weekend, lose to the Tigers, and then still think you got Kansas City's interest. That ain't how it works. The Royals, they got to work for it. They got to fight for it a little bit differently than those other teams. It's too much about to happen. Think about next week. Next week, there is a stretch of first game of the NFL season, Chiefs game, first MUKU game since 2011. I'm telling you right now, the Royals can go from a team that people think can make the postseason to being not discussed in 4 days if it looks anything how it looked yesterday. I'm not here to kick dirt on the Royals. I told you guys very clearly, you just got to figure out a way to win 2 of the 3 games against the White Sox. You don't have to win all 3 of them. It is now impossible for you to win all 3 of those games. They got 2 more games left in this series against the White Sox. You cannot lose. You can't. Not if you're talking about making the playoffs. Not if you're talking about keeping people's interest the rest of the way. I'm not saying you got to quit watching them, but I would say right now the Royals have people kind of scoreboard watching. They're allowing you to dream a little bit. I've told you guys my vision for the Royals. All I want for the Royals to do is to be 2.5 or 3 games back when they play the Mariners coming up in 3 weeks. That's all I want from the Royals. If they can do that, we really got something. They just haven't had many series like that. Text line, maybe you guys know. I cannot think of a time where the Royals have been 2.5 games, 2 games back of the team that is directly ahead of them for a playoff spot, and they got a home series against them. I believe if that's the case, I believe you guys will show up. I'm here telling you, we will talk about it on the show. I know it's in the middle of football season. They ain't playing football on Tuesday when the Mariners come to town. We can talk about them then. But I know you guys move on from the Royals really, really quickly. At the first sign of a chance to jump off the bandwagon, you will jump off. That is what the Royals, they are always fighting that uphill battle. They need to win this series against the White Sox. They need to find a way to be close and competitive and possibly win this series. And if they are going into the start of football season and they're 2 games back, no, they will not be the top story next week. But they will still be relevant. They will still get their mention. They will still carve out a space. You can go from being incredibly relevant to nobody talking about you, especially if you're the Royals. You can do that real quick in this city.
And like you said, no, I mean, I'd like to win the series. I would like to sweep, but no one is asking the Royals, hey, be perfect to stay in, the zeitgeist. What we're asking you to do is be 2.5, 3 back of the Mariners on September, whatever that is. Obviously, games against the White Sox are the easiest way to do that because the White Sox are bad. But, hey, if you lose the White Sox series, it's not doom and gloom. The season's over. But you got to go steal one against a team we didn't anticipate. You got to go beat a Tigers this weekend. You got to beat a Blue Jays when they come to town. The goal for the team, at least you and I see it the same. The goal for the team is simple. Be 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5. Be within puncher's distance, striking distance of the Mariners when the Mariners are in town. Because I think Kansas City will show out for that series. Then there's 2 weeks left, and you're either a half game back or you're a half game up, and it will be an absolutely incredible time in Kansas City. You just can't be 5 back going into that series in a situation where even if you sweep, you're still chasing a couple games.
I'll get you out of here with this last and final thought. Today is a celebratory day for the Kelce family, the Swift family, Swifties, Chiefs Kingdom, everybody. Everybody's happy. I hope you guys know that Instagram announcement was also Travis Kelce telling you that he is 100% retiring at the end of the season. I mean, we all know how this is going to play itself out, right? Like, I'm not pushing Travis out the door. I'm just simply looking at how the things line up. His contract expires at the end of this season. He is also, I'm assuming, planning on getting married at the end of this season. I don't think they're getting married in October. I think they're getting married like in May. I don't think that Travis Kelce during that period is going to be getting ready to play football. I don't. I really don't think that's going to happen. I think that Travis Kelce is going to play this season. I think that Taylor is here and at a bunch of games. This is their last season together as a football couple. I think she goes on tour next season, and I think that Travis is there for all of those shows. Like, she will be here for a majority of the Chiefs games. I'm sure she'll have some obligations. She's dropping an album, the most anticipated album of the year, so maybe she won't be at all 17 of the games. She'll be at like 12 or 13 of the games, and that's that. Today was also an announcement that Travis Kelce's retiring at the end of the year. They have a big press conference. He thanks us. He thanks the city. He thanks everybody. And he moves on with his life. They get married. They go on a great honeymoon. And Travis Kelce spends the first 6 months of their marriage supporting her on tour. I hope that you guys know that is also what was announced today. I do not see a world in which Travis Kelce gets married in June and then is reporting to Chiefs training camp 7 weeks later. I do not see that happening next season. And we also know he ain't going to play for no other team in the National Football League either. I think today was a confirmation. This is the last season for Kelce in Kansas City. I had a lot of fun today. We are off early because of the Royals. Royals, go get a win today. Take care of yourself. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Entry Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Entry Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got